the fact that men talk a certain way, women talk a certain way. And it's always when a man says something, anything, he can even say something nice to a woman in an aggressive way, and it won't come off in her mind that it's a nice thing. It's all about understanding. If you have the mindset where you can sit back and observe and take in how a person or what a person's saying instead of how they're saying it, that's intellectual. That's intelligence right there. And I don't see too much of that when people are don't say that, Sharon, because we know, Sharon, we know that you're here for the ladies. We know that all day long. I've never heard you say anything that a woman did wrong at all. At all, but it's fine. That's the ghetto you live in. Cool.
Can I pause you there?
But what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this, Sharon. What I'm saying is this.
Is that
when are we gonna come to the point of advancing in our minds as Black people instead of always, if we see on these YouTube streets and on little TikTok this and that of Black people just going off the hinges about anything said, shoes being stepped on, people doing this and saying that, being violent. When are we going to advance from that and understand that we could do much more than that? The mind is a wonderful thing to explore. You know what I'm saying? And if we're to the point where you said yes the wrong way when I agree with you, but we got to have an argument about it because you feel some type of way the way I say yes, there's no point in talking to people like that.
And that's where the women
this is why all these panels and men and women do the same. I'm not gonna jump into the ghetto and sit up there and be like, oh, women do this and da 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 da. I'm gonna make it equal across the board. Black people do this shit in general because Black people are always upset and arguing about the lowest form of bullshit, and it's pretty much getting annoying. And we're not gonna grow from that at all.
And but what we got to do, especially men, right? I cannot put myself in a female's body and a female's thought pattern, right? So when I'm having a communication and I'm seeing the breakdown of men,
Sharon.
That's how you feel about it, right? But you're not listening to the words, right? This is going back with what you're saying. Instead of taking what I'm saying, right? You got to take what I'm saying and see if it applies. If it applies, then it's no need to bring a woman into it, right? We know men know more about LeBron James than their own wife. They'll tell you for days about the NFL, who's going to the playoff and why they win. And you say, hey, what's your wife's shoe size? I don't know. So I'm not saying a lie, right? So I don't have to bring up women in a negative or a positive way because I don't say nothing about a woman in a positive way neither because our main focus on building up men without pushing women down is my main objective. And so if men could learn how to just understand that blaming women is never going to build a community, then we could move forward. If they understand that attempting to use the minority of negative women that's in our community as scapegoats, we will never actually get to a solution to something. And so that is the problem. But when I'm focusing on my brothers moving forward, because I understand how they come from the down bottom and being downtrodden to being a man of sound mind, I understand that emotion of going through those different levels because at every new level is a new devil. And so I express that from a female's point of view because when I walk down the street, there's nobody whistling at me. So I don't tend to try to talk from a woman's thought process.
So how are you able to sit there and say this woman was on panel 2 hours and she's feeling this way and she's tired? How do you know this if you're not thinking it from a woman's perspective, sir?
Perfect, because guess what? American First Riflemen seen the same exact thing. That's not from I want to answer it. That's not from a female's perspective, right? That was from a human perspective. We see that she was there for over 2 hours.
That body language? That body language.
Because it would have. So what I'm saying that we see what was happening in real time, that she was not trying to be a part of the conversation, and he changed the conversation from community building to saying, hey, why you looking the way how you looking? Why you feeling how you feel? He moved the conversation to something completely different. I didn't just see it. American Rifleman seen the same exact thing. It just happened to be she was a woman, but he pointed it out because she was a woman. That is the problem.
Don't misrepresent me, Sharon.
No, Sharon. How do you know that he pointed her out because she's a woman?
Well,
Do you feel that way?
The way how
did you feel that way that he pointed out because she's a woman, or because her body language showed that she wasn't paying attention? Because he never said because she's a woman, or is that your feelings about that?
He did say it. So he did say it later on in the
conversation. She's a woman?
Yes, he said it later on in the conversation because he brought up pregnancies. He brought up because women are not good followers.
You wasn't looking at the context of the conversation.
He brought it into a female version of why she was disengaged, not a human version of why she was disengaged. He insulted her intelligence. So this is what I'm saying. Like when we see the evidence, we have to be honest about it. We cannot try to sugarcoat it. And we are
you actually the evidence while you're speaking because you're bringing up other shit.
I'm not bringing up other things because we all seen it together and we all agreed at one point.
So,
all right, so this way. So we don't hold the conversation hostage. We're gonna go American First Rifleman, and then we're gonna go with Jay, and then Savage. You get the chance to rebuttal everybody.
Yeah, I'll be real quick. Listen, I stopped short of using the word antagonize. I said he insisted a little more than I would have done, but she took the Click Farm angry black woman reaction. I'm gonna just say she could have just been like, man, just disengage like 100%, just be like, bro, you goofy, and just be 100% feminine, and then he would have just been clipped himself being a quote unquote goofy. That's literally what happened. She took the bait. That's it. Like. I tried not to say it that way, but you made me, Sharon. You made me.
Go ahead, Jay.
I said antagonistic because it seemed like they were trying to be argumentative with her because she made it clear, hey, I don't really have an opinion on this, and I just zoned out. What? There's nothing wrong with that answer. That's a truthful answer. They should have left it there, but they didn't. They decided to go further and talk about women's nature, and then talk about how women are just bad followers. Like, why? There's no reason to. Oh, if she only just acted 100%, she told you the truth as to why she was just sitting there.
Is that bad to ask for black women just to be like, please be feminine? Is that terrible?
I felt like she was being feminine. Where was she not being feminine? She said, I zoned out, and frankly, I have no opinion. Where is she not feminine in that? I think what you're asking for is a performative type of femininity.
Ooh.
To where it's pleasing to his ears and not just accept the fact that she was actually being a woman in that she didn't cuss him out. She didn't say anything insulting. She didn't yell. She didn't scream. She just said it in a matter-of-fact tone and left it at that. They're the ones that took it to a different level. So I'm confused.
Absolutely. And also let me thank Corey Loveburner. Thank you so much with the $5. He says the shift from building men to blaming women was the downfall of the manosphere, in my humble opinion.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Savage. You get a chance to answer all of us. And I'm gonna bring it to Reese. I think Reese has finished his food and he's ready to communicate as well. Go ahead, Savage.
You know how they have the saying, "Hit dog holler," right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you never heard of that?
You can't use it in this example, though.
Sharon, stop feeling yourself. I'm asking you a question. It just needs to be answered. You don't even know what I'm doing. I said, have you heard? I'm asking you a question, Sharon, for you to answer. Yes or no?
You are asking a question, however, it doesn't. I got you. Hold on. So the reason why I mentioned that is because he asked her a question. He involved her into the conversation when she was trying to stay out of the conversation. So we cannot say a hit dog holler. But yes, we all heard you saying. I'm gonna answer it now. I'm gonna say we all heard that saying.
Go ahead, Sharon.
It's a hit dog holler. Yeah, we all heard it before. Yeah. I'm listening. How you going to build it? Go ahead. I'm listening, Savage. Okay.
All right. So you've heard of hit dog holler before, right?
Correct.
All right. So if If they asked her a question and she was done with what was said, anytime they brought her up again or was trying to explain something that they saw, why was she engaging herself in the conversation instead of just letting it rock on?
Because they're trying to paint her in a
I
different
said
light.
Sharon.
Because
I
it's okay, and that's because she was being talked about while being involved in the conversation, where she was attempting to be out of the conversation. So they brought her into it.
No, actually, he was just the coolie was describing just he said just like blah 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 did. He was describing what she did. He didn't say, "Hey girl," or say into this conversation. He was describing something she did. So she didn't have to say anything about what they were talking about. She didn't have to say anything. They could have just had the conversation. She could listen, Sharon. This
Yeah.
is about communication, right? If you're not in it and they're just talking something, let it rock. Why does it?
That's
Why
not-
do people have to respond to everything that's said and just let the conversation happen and then respond afterwards? Because if you hear it at the end of it, you'll see that it has nothing to do with you. Or if it did, you respond. But it went left field because nobody knows how to respond. Nobody knows how to listen to the conversation, watch the body language, understand it, and observe what's really going on. They just ready to attack by words all the time. I do it. I do it to people all the time. I get triggered every
Okay, hold on.
bit of them.
Savage. So Savage, who did the attacking? Did she
There really
attack?
wasn't really any attacking. It was talking, and it was misunderstanding. That's what it was. I take this attacking. Attacking is someone coming at you and beating your ass. That's attacking. A conversation is a conversation. This is why I said,
hold on, slow down.
Sticks and stones.
No. So, but it's just not true. Majority of violence happen from talking and communicating. That's how violence happens.
Majority of violence
happen. That your words. Hold on. So what I'm saying is that
violence is people who are sensitive and can't take what people are saying. That's why people get violent.
No, regardless of that, what I'm saying is that communication is before any violence. And so when she said, "I do not want to engage in it," and somebody keeps on engaging you in it, you have to respond properly. So if somebody pushes me and I say, "Hey, brother, I don't want no problems," and then they push me again, "Hey, listen, this is just not my thing. I'm not into this thing," and then they swing, and then I knock the person out. You cannot say, "Hey, you said you are nonviolent. Why did you engage in violence?" No, because the person antagonized me into responding when I was attempting to be out of this conversation. In my opinion, she was just sitting at the bar, minding her business. And they said, excuse me, are you okay? Should I buy you a drink? No, I'm okay. I don't need a drink. But why you wouldn't want to drink? Why you sitting there and why you look so angry and perturbed? I think if you had a drink, you would be more engaged. No, leave me the fuck alone, bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? That's when it turns into that. So they antagonize it. So she was not the hit dog. Those men was looking at it and they pushed it in the wrong direction. I'm gonna go with Jay. She has some things to say, and then we're gonna go to American Rifleman. No, because I want to make sure everybody get their thoughts in. Savage. I don't want to yeah. So go ahead, Jay, American Rifleman, and then Savage could answer all three of us.
They were deliberately being oppositional. The same questions you have for her behavior, I have for them. Why did you need to push after she gave you an answer as to why her behavior was the way it was, or body language? Take it for what she said. But you decided to paint her in a negative light from a pessimistic viewpoint instead of being like, "Oh, well, she said what she said. Cool." I don't know where else in that conversation or body language that she gave you any right to use her as an example to talk about unruly women and how women are bad followers. She just sat there. She just sat there. And when you bring somebody up as an example, they have every right to respond because again, you're using them as an example of women being bad followers when she told you why she was sitting there. That makes no sense. And that is antagonistic because you're being oppositional and contentious on purpose because you know the true reason why she was sitting there.
I'll go real
Big
quick
ended.
and
I
get
was
the
about to say.
conversation go. I'll go real quick, Kels, and then I'll you can go, I guess. Listen, I purposely stayed away from the whole paying attention part. I've already talked about the femininity thing, and I've beaten that horse to death. But one thing I will say is that I'm getting from this conversation that asking a black woman to be attentive is too much to ask for. That's what I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting right now. So that, and I'll just leave
Wait,
that there.
repeat that.
I'm getting the vibes from this conversation that
Hmm. Why are you laughing?
no, because I thought you heard me the first time.
I didn't. That's why
Okay, sorry. I apologize. Jed. Um, Asking a black woman to be attentive is too much to ask for. That's what I'm kind of getting from this conversation.
no, that's not what I'm saying.
And it will be
What I said was any person, if you listen to the same voice for a long period of time and or a conversation where you cannot formulate an opinion, you have no opinion on it, because I thought it would have been a better approach that if you don't have anything to say, don't say anything at all. I thought that was an approach that we were taught since like kindergarten. And that's the approach she took. She has nothing to say. So to try to force her to have an opinion on something where she doesn't have an opinion makes no sense. She's allowed to sit a specific topic out if she has no opinion, just like a man would be able to have that opportunity.
right.
She,
And let me welcome into the show before we pass it to Reese and Savage. Welcome to the show, the voice of Venus. Good day. How you doing today?
Good morning, people.
Thank you. And I want to thank you for giving me this timestamp to check, because I did not think that it would go this direction. So thank you for that.
No, I'm glad you doubled back. I seen that day the panel got so crazy you never got a chance to get to it. But so this is good. But so I want to give my opinion. I think for whatever reason, everybody feels entitled to the black woman, to her time, to her attention, to her energy. And I don't know why, because the same way I'm not entitled to any black man's attention or time or energy. He has a choice on whether or not he wants to give it to me, right? But I am not entitled. That came off very entitled. It was almost like, how dare you not be giving me whatever response I want? Where I felt like she handled it the best way, like Jalen said. We were taught if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything. So now a woman sitting quietly, minding her business is a problem too. It's almost becoming a weird obsession. And I use that word a lot, but people think I'm like exaggerating, but you guys have to pay attention. Black women are starting to become an obsession. You can't even sit quietly and exist anymore. Somebody has to find a way to pull you into whatever they have going on. And that's an issue. Like, black women are not here for your entertainment or your whatever you want. Like, had she done something disrespectful in the slightest, cool, but she didn't. Like, so somebody can't be sitting there quietly, and then that's a problem too. They say they want, you spoke about double-mindedness earlier, and I agree. They say they want women who are feminine. She wasn't up there cursing, yelling, screaming, interrupting. She was literally being quiet. Okay, so now let's take it a step further and let's dissect your body language. Oh my gosh, look at your body language. Like, it's ridiculous. Leave black women alone. And I really feel it was a little bit of high schooling like in it. I think he has some level of attraction to her, because when she left, he said something like, well, she's educated, and he said something like, I present to be the type of guy she would probably want. He said something like that. So that let me know, oh, so you thought like because you present as the type of guy you think she wants, she should be like kissing your behind or something. That's kind of what I got. It was a lot of his ego, I think, in that whole thing. And content strategy. He was trying to pick a fight so he could go back to his channel and do the whole black women are horrible thing. And he still did. That's the funny thing. She didn't even get out of her body. He still went back to his channel and dragged her. He exaggerated and said a whole bunch of stuff about black women. It was horrible. So yeah.
wait, he took that and went on his channel to dig some more.
Oh, he went crazy. He completely exaggerated
Jesus
the
Christ.
exchange, acted like she was just this disrespectful person. He went on to encourage Black men to produce children and don't take care of them.
I did
Like
not
that
know
was
that.
the show.
What?
That's crazy.
I gotta go
Yeah,
back
he
and
Come
watch
he
that.
used to make
on, man.
another
Like
family.
what?
Hey, Sharon, you need to show a clip, homie.
Yeah,
I
I couldn't
yeah,
find. I'm gonna
I
try to
might have
find
to
which show.
dive into his version of it too. I might have to because that's kind of crazy. If
That's
he took
crazy.
that, it would go show that he did it on purpose
He
to
wasn't being
antagonize her as well.
antagonistic to get a clip.
He
Right.
deleted some video, but I saw him. Even the way he spoke about the other Black people on the panel, he was kind of doing it in their face when he was like, "We're different qualities of people." But when he got back to his show, he was essentially saying, like, yeah, I just, because of my status and the money I make, I'm not even around these types. So it's like, why'd you go around all these people you feel like you're above just to go to your show? And then shit, like, it was crazy. I don't know. He got some stuff going on with him.
Did they
Yeah,
invite him?
So if he actually did that, it kind of proved that we are assessing it properly, that he antagonized her and that she assessed it correctly as well. And that's the thing that we really gotta address as men and call these things out, that it is men that literally would try to blame women to build up men. And that is a problem.
Kim
And
said
we
she
cannot
deleted it.
keep allowing men like him to scapegoat women into a solution of this is what we got to do from the community. It's a lie.
Oh, Kim says she watched it too when he deleted. Yeah, because I went back because I was gonna send it to you. He deleted some stuff, but he was going in and he was exaggerating. He was making her out to be like this disrespectful, crazy Black and like just not what she was doing at all. It just wasn't cool.
Wild. Go ahead, Reese from Philly. What's your thought on the topic?
Yo, the sister might be a crazy, deranged, disruptive Black woman, but she did not do that on that show. That brother was out of pocket right there a little bit. I understand what he was saying because if you were just looking at her, you would and watching her body language, you would think that, you know, she's drifting away from the conversation and isn't engaged, or maybe she's just not trying to hear something that's going on at that time. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that you know, her time on the panel isn't valuable. At some point or another, when she hears something that she wants to chime in on, she'll chime in. He didn't give her a chance. I noticed that. He went right at her, and it was kind of early. You know, she didn't really have a chance to get engaged like everyone else was. I mean, they were going around, and in his delivery, now, I understand his point, but in his delivery, the way he said it, I can see how a woman would be rubbed the wrong way by that. You know what I mean? A tone means a lot when you're speaking to anyone. Tone and delivery means a lot. In my neighborhood, tone and delivery can be the difference between life and death. Seriously, not men versus women, but you know, generally.
Right.
And
in general.
that applies, but the concept applies even with small children and old people. When you understand who's in front of you, you know you got to deal with that person a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? Especially if we're talking about issues with men and women. When you're having a discussion, that's the time to be a little softer than you usually were, because you don't want to ignite the other group and turn it into fire. You know what I'm saying? I think he was right in his assumptions, but wrong in his delivery.
Okay, I like when we attempt to be honest. I appreciate that.
Right in his assumptions. Can he explain why you said that?
I mean, there's no way to know what was in that sister's mind, but I'm just saying, just on her body language, if you were just on the outside looking in, you would think, well, wow, she's not trying to hear this shit. You know what I mean? She was looking around and just huffing and puffing and stuff. And
so hold on, Reese from Philly. No, I think
there ain't nothing wrong with it though.
Hold on, Reese. Hold on. No, I think you're assuming Illa's position. He was the one huffing and puffing and having his neck rolling around. She was just sitting there with her hand on her chin, just staying still. She wasn't having no interaction. That's what he didn't like about it. Even though
was doing a lot of mind shit. He reminded me of those old
even
movies.
though Sweeney was he was on the panel and he had his hand over his mouth like this and looking like he's disengaged. The other people on the panel as well was looking like they was disengaged in between Illa and Marquette's conversation about uplifting the black community by using Nigerians. Like nobody was interested in that. They allowed them to have a conversation. Only them two was conversing about it. And so no.
Wait, but Sharon, this is important. He's doing what a lot of people do to black women. When you are looking at black women with a biased lens, you start adding things that never occurred. That's kind of the same thing they did, because now he's saying she was huffing and puffing. She wasn't, though.
I don't know if she was doing all that, but
so why'd you say? But this is my point. What made you say it? If you don't,
I might have been thinking about Illa, because Illa was really demonstrative when he was listening, and he reminded me of one of those old 50s black and white movies that don't have no sound, and everybody's just doing this shit.
But
I might have been thinking about him when I said that.
Or just something to pay attention to. You might have a slight bias that causes you to.
No, that's what you do, Venus. You do that. I mean, I know what you do. I don't have no bias. Forget that.
Well, no, I didn't put a false accusation on somebody. You did. So what do? I
just told you I made a mistake, and you just flipped it on me and tried to say I have some type of bias.
Okay,
I have no
all right.
bias.
So, as long as you admit to it, okay, we can move on. As long as you admit to that, you might have been thinking about somebody else, and you put that attribute on her, even though it was wrongly attached to her. If you could admit to that, then we could just move forward and understand that's happening way too often, and we got to recognize it and call it out. When the brothers are doing the wrong shit, we got to be able to call those things out. We have more than enough of channels talking down on women. So I don't know why they want me to have a conversation talking bad about women that are not doing bad. It's very interesting to me, and I'm curious to understand why y'all need me to.
You know what, Sharon? Let me go for a second.
To lie.
I'm gonna do something crazy.
Before you say that, Reese, let me just read the super chat real quick, because you still didn't send me my damn dollar too. American First Rifleman with the $5. You got me laughing today. SBG US. Us. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for the $5.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Make sure y'all hitting that like and the share button so we can keep on building. Thank you so much for everybody that's showing love and support. I really thank you. I appreciate all that y'all do. Thank you so much. Shout out to a random independent with the $2. You got me giggling, SBG. American First Rifleman. Shout out to that. But go ahead, Reese. What you was about to say? I apologize.
You know what? This talking about women is old now on the internet. Well over a decade, right? And a lot of the younger brothers that have jumped on that wave and got involved, I do think that there is some bias sometimes loaded up, preloaded already before the conversation even begins. Sometimes you can tell sometimes. That's a real thing, man. As red as my pill is, I still see what I see. Venus is right about that sometimes, dog. I see it. You want to win the argument, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you go in, with bullets loaded already, and your mind is already prepared, to go against the women. And you can't listen completely when you're in that mode. You got to be totally relaxed and listen to what's being said instead of having your response preloaded to try to win. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to learn that way. Nobody is on either side.
And we got to take our victories where we can. Venus, fuck it. He gave us a backhanded comment, but
that was great. I'll take it. Listen, it's a step in the right direction.
We got to take them.
Y'all still know that, right?
Go ahead.
Reese, you was cooking.
Yeah, that was good. We appreciate it because we starting to have a little bit more honest conversations.
Yo, being red pill does not mean that you have to be against the women. You see some bullshit, you acknowledge it, and talk about it. Every time you have a woman in front of you in the discussion, you don't have to have you don't have to take the pill. You see what I'm saying? That's
you don't have to be so the word you're looking for is red pill raging. A lot of men display red pill raging instead of just being honest about what's happening in the conversation, and they use it to try to paint they, even though they the one that's antagonizing it, they would use it and they would keep they monotone voice, even though we understand what you are actually saying and how you being condescending and like all those different tones is going to push somebody to feel a certain way. We all understand that as grown-ups, but in these spaces, we try to act like we don't understand this thing. Yep, you
Can
got
I speak on the red pill rage just momentarily?
Absolutely.
Red pill rage is a real thing. It's an unfortunate, I guess, side effect of taking your red pill. One thing I would say is that should dissipate after a while because it's just another emotion you feel when you come into another understanding. Just like any other thing that you come across, some people can express, anger. They can express joy. So that's just another feeling. So that's what I went through a stage of red pill rage, but it didn't last my whole whatever because I'm red pilled, but it dissipated because like Reese said, being against a woman is not red pill. So I'm gonna say that.
You got you some coochie.
I stay getting coochie. I just don't talk about it.
That's hilarious with your stupid Luigi mustache. Get on my damn nerve. I'm gonna rip it off. Shout out to you.
I shave it off sometimes.
Well, I'm glad that you are getting a little bit more balance and understand that the rage of the red pill, to get back to the serious part of the conversation, is just not a healthy thing. It's just not.
Sharon, the other side has to do the same thing too. Everyone has to soften up the dialect a little bit.
So the issue is that I have, Reese, is that we don't need to talk about the other side.
Why not?
Because it doesn't help anything. Because it doesn't help. Oh, so if I'm talking to you and I need you to wash the dishes, me talking about
an analogy.
Hold on, let me just build the analogy. If I need you to wash the dishes, me talking about American Rifleman sweeping the floor is not going to help the dishes at all.
Analogies are not fair, man. It's just like stereotypes. They're real, but it's bullshit. Now, come on, man.
So what I'm saying is that if we are attempting to fix one thing, it doesn't help the situation to talk about another thing.
There's more than one party involved. Both parties have to repair, dog. You can always talk about both. Always.
This is crazy.
As long as you're not being, disrespectful.
The people that talk about both are not going to get it done. That's the problem. If we are focused on, if this is a problem, we need to focus on that problem, solve that one first, and then we can move on to the next problem. That's how projects get done. I cannot be worrying about the plumbing when we still working on the goddamn foundation first.
Who decides which problem gets addressed first? And you're talking about foundation. That foundation has 2 male legs and 2 female legs, 4 corners, dog.
No, it does not.
It does so. That's what a unit is.
So the conversation dictates where we are talking about. So if we're talking about this man bringing in BS to a conversation, we should stick to that man bringing BS to the conversation. We can't say, well, also I seen this woman walking down the street bow-legged and she was cursing out this man. It has nothing to do with the conversation. We need to stay focused on the focus. And if we do that, we can actually build men. But the problem is they want to blame a woman. They blamed their mother, and they are blaming the feminism for this perpetuation of things keep going. They keep on just blame. And that is the issue. And if you keep on doing that and you use a woman as a scapegoat, we would never actually get to a solution that men could implement in their lives today. Because now the focus is on, look at the one, look at that. That happened. That happened. Oh my God, look at that.
That sounds like an incel. That sounds like an incel to me. Big dishonest. Like, that's not most men, though.
We're fucking doomed.
So the problem is that, but most men want to add women into a conversation, and that is a problem.
Most.
Yes. Every time we had this conversation, and I'm directing it towards a man, they will come in and say, "But why are you not talking about a woman?" Because I'm talking about a man.
The opposite is true.
If I'm talking about a dog, why you mentioning
that's a good.
Me? Why you saying, "Hey, what about a cat?" Why you?
That's a good point, Sharon. But
It could
Every
be
Well,
time
that's
you
true.
not
hear
your
black,
opinion on
That's
educating
what
young
percentage.
children.
Okay, so we're gonna go rifleman. We're gonna bring in ambassador and Reese from Philly. Want to answer it? Go.
Good
rifleman.
point. That is true. That is true. Some men do that, but what's the percentage? I don't think it's no. It's a. I would say a minority a little bit, but that's my opinion. Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna answer that. Go ahead, ambassador, and then Reese from Philly. I'm gonna try to answer all three. Go ahead.
To me, the issue comes that women are a solution to some guys' problems. So when I bring up raising or educating young children, the response is, well, that's a woman's domain, right? But that's why I'm always with my kids because I disagree. I was like, I'm going to be a part of that. So it goes on both ends. So you'll input women when you want to, but not want people to input women when they want to.
Go ahead, Reese.
The idea that the men are just out here saying, "What about the women?" is a misconception. You, Taz, Derek Jackson, and people like that have literally built your fucking channels on the concept of what about the men. And every time you hear a man say, "What about the women?" that same day you will hear 10 women say, "What about the men?" It's literally all they do. That is a lie, sir. The manosphere was here first. Then came all these "what about the men" motherfuckers later.
So to answer all three, so if we are talking about dogs, to say what about cats just doesn't make any sense to me. I have to solve the problem in front of me first. And if we have other channels that's already talking about women, it is no need for me to also talk about women because that's not solving the problem that's in front of me. The problem that's in front of me is that men are blaming and using women as scapegoats instead of going with the solution. Your solution is to do X, Y, and Z. It don't have nothing to do with anybody else at this moment. And when men could get understand that they got to be accountable for their actions and what is in their life, and then we could move forward. Because once men are accountable, and then majority of the men are moving and thinking a certain way, and then we could talk about the women that you are choosing to be a part of your life, right? Because we all understand they got negative women that are just whatever they are doing, and then we got the woman that is more suitable for you, that is going to be a part of the same mentality as you. And those men do not chase or choose those type of women because they are always pointing a finger at somebody else instead of themselves. That's why you can't keep including women into the conversation. It's disingenuous at best. You don't actually care about moving the community forward, because if we are all in agreement that strong families is what creates great communities, that's the solution. It's no adding somebody else into it. We are the problem, because women are pushing us towards higher education, pushing us towards better jobs. Our mothers, this whole matriarchy thing that we keep trying to act like is a bad thing, and we just listen to what the matriarch is saying, right? We will all process it and say they are not teaching any young man anything bad. The way how we know they're not teaching young men something bad, because men and women are raised in this so-called matriarch, and for some reason the young ladies are able to understand that they do need to go to college, get a higher education. They are buying houses more than young men. So we see that what they are preaching in these so-called matriarchs, that is not something bad for our young children at all. Yeah, I like what I got y'all thinking.
Nobody's thinking.
But
I
no,
just
it
wanted
is.
somebody else to
Sharon, I
speak.
totally agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you on most things in this space. But today, you cooking with good grease. You got a little bit of vegetable oil, probably. I don't know how you cook. You understand what I'm talking about? I think these dudes is looking for like a woman, or like they want to treat these black ladies like a girlfriend on these panels. You know what I mean? They looking for something. I'm like, bro, she's not your girlfriend. She's not your wife. Why is you telling her? Why is you coming at her like that? Like, that's crazy. And most of these dudes in these panels are not even dealing with black women. So if you're not even dealing with black women in your life, why is you on these panels trying to tell a black woman, oh, why you not paying the teacher? You're not her overseer or anything of that nature, and you don't even have a rapport with her. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a rapport with Bomb Cherry. I got a freaking rapport with some of these ladies in these spaces. Like I am not going to tell a random woman who I don't know, don't have a rapport with, yo, why is you not paying attention? You know what I'm saying? I'm not her daddy. I'm not her brother. I'm not her
Let me
uncle.
jump in real quick, Kills. I want to understand this. I want to understand this from the men. When you go to a channel that's talking about comic books, why you don't say why you not talking about movies? If you go to a channel that's talking about movies, why you say why you not talking about sports? If you go to a channel and they are a football channel, you're not gonna say why you're not talking about basketball. What is this obsession that I need to change my ideas and my ideals towards talking about something else? What is that obsession? Start with American First Rifleman, then we go with Reese, and then Ambassador. Go ahead.
Well, if you're talking in this instance, I would say that there are, man, it really just stemmed from the etiquette, the panel etiquette not really being followed, and it spiraled from there. So I'm gonna stop short of saying. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna stop short of saying he antagonized or instigated. I would just say he just inquired just a little too hard, and she had her response. That's it.
Okay. So Reese from Philly, why do you think it is you feel like you need me, Sharon Bracy, to talk about women? When other channels, when they had their conversations, nobody says, hey, you need to talk about something else. If we go to CT channel, nobody says, hey, you need to stop talking about black people, right? He talks about them all day, every day. He played monkey sounds. He do it every single day. Why is it that when I'm having my conversations and I'm building the conversation towards my thought patterns and open the panel, why do I need to change what I am doing?
I made the statement because I think I was responding to a comment that Rifleman made or whoever made the comment. I never said you had to do anything. That's some shit you just made up in the back of your mind. And maybe you need some Q-tips or something, because what I just said a minute ago is that
do you hold on, pause, Reese. Reese, hold on. I'm asking you a question. If you don't have a thought,
I just said that I did.
Okay, so you could just say that. You don't have to paint it into I'm trying to say something that I'm not saying. I'm asking you a question because a lot of people say this about me, that why I don't talk about women. So I'm just asking you a question. If you don't have no thought in it, that's fine. But I'm not trying to make it seem like you are the person that I'm asking.
Oh, all right. I see what you're saying. A lot of people say that why you don't talk about women, right? Well, the reason why you don't talk about women is because that ain't what your channel is about. A minute ago, I just said your channel is what about the men and nothing else. You, Taz, and Derek Jackson, and the rest of the Simps. That's what y'all do. It's what about the men. That's why half of the sentences come out your mouth start with these men. It's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. And all it does is fuel the war even more. Every time one of these Simp channels come out, 10 fucking Mansfield channels come, and it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger to the fucking earth blows and fuck up.
So you believe that I'm more detrimental to this conversation? You think that men talking about women is better off for this?
No, I think in hell there's going to be a female side and a male side, split down the middle, even Steve.
And so why
Nobody's
do you think
worse than nobody else?
So this is why I'm not understanding. If I am talking to men,
right?
Why do you think that I'm talking to women?
I don't understand that question. What are you talking about?
Exactly, and I don't understand why people can say if my conversation is catered to men having conversations about how men need to improve. Why do you think that I am simping for women?
Because all you do is attack the men that are talking about improving themselves and talking about the fuck shit that women do, as if they're being disingenuous, they're lovers of men, they're gay, they're this and that, they're competing, and it's all lies. All they're doing is just talking about what they see.
So hold on, pause there. So you saying that I'm lying? Did that man roll his neck and roll his eyes like a man?
No, he did not. He rolled his
Okay.
neck and eyes like
Okay, pause there. Okay, that's one. Okay, that's all right. That's one. So okay. So again, I can substantiate what I am saying and why I am saying it. So this whole idea that I am doing something to go against them is wild when I see it. Literally, if a man is screaming and yelling and being catty with a woman, is that a man that's being in his masculinity?
Absolutely not. I've done it
Thank
myself.
you. So again, I proved another one of substantiating my argument. I'm not just talking to be talking. I get it that majority of these men just talk to talk. I'm walking the walk. Am I not taking care of my household with my wife and my children? Y'all see, I was feeding them food right here live.
I'm not
you
talking
see, my
about
wife
that.
is look. I did not get up. Guess what I got? I got a plate of food. Like, so I'm not just talking. So why, please, make me understand?
Why are you talking like you the only one content creator out here like handling business like that? It's hundreds of them.
So
and you know
why,
their names.
So me talking about myself. Why did you bring in another content creator that has nothing to do with me?
Because you grandstanding like other months, like the red pill side don't do that. Like it's just you.
So what I'm saying is that just because I'm mentioning things that I do, it doesn't take away from any man. I'm talking about me, what I'm doing, how I'm walking, what I'm talking, how I'm substantiating my thoughts. I'm not just talking, I'm walking it, and I'm not giving excuses or beating somebody up. I'm giving you examples of why I make the assessment that I did. You even agreed that a man rolling his eyes and rolling his neck is not masculine. You saying the same thing I'm saying. So why is it a problem when I say it?
I didn't say it was a problem when you said it. I literally agreed with you. The shit is crazy. Shit is
right. So now, Rifleman, if he agrees with what I'm saying, then therefore he should not now go and say that I'm a simp and I'm trying to attack men when I'm literally pointing out facts that I am seeing in real time.
No, I agreed with you in that situation. You know, that was what it was.
That's
when I'm talking about your channel, I was talking about your channel and what it's about. That's what it's about. Period.
So again, I'll pause again. So again, when I bring up things, I'm substantiating it. I'm not just saying things. So even if you're talking about my channel is about me substantiating my point of view, not just me talking about somebody. I'm giving you examples in real time of what is happening and why I'm assessing it that way. And now we can have a discussion. So you cannot say that I'm doing something negative when I'm pointing it out and substantiating it with real life examples.
You might be substantiating it and giving real life examples, but it's still what about the men? That's all it is. Period.
Because okay, so that's fine, but I'm a man and I want men to do better. So I'm building up men and explaining to men that we do not need to push a woman down to build ourselves up.
Who needs to push a woman down? Who never said that?
And that's why I'm trying to get you to understand. I substantiate men that push women down to lift themselves up.
Who are these guys? Who's ever done that?
I show you every single day.
No, you show me dudes that
it's like you have a cognitive like, so you agree with what I'm saying, but you just want to disagree with me for some strange reason, even though you are agreeing. This is kind of wild. American Rifleman, hopefully you see it as well. He's agreeing with me, but he's trying to make up this fake image that I'm doing, even though he cannot substantiate that I'm lying on men, right? Because I'm giving him examples of. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there because you keep saying that I'm doing something, right?
Wait a minute. How am I doing all of that?
I want you to understand. I want you to understand why I feel the way I feel about what you're saying. I'm substantiating why I'm saying things. But you are saying things, hold on. But you are saying that I'm doing something without able to substantiate it.
No, I'm not. I haven't finished my sentence. You don't know what I was saying. You cut me off, remember? I never made my point, and now I've forgotten.
Hold on. So the way how we know is because you agree with me.
I did.
But you are trying to disagree with the
No,
channel.
I'm not. I never finished my sentence. You cut me off.
You literally said I agree. Okay, let me calm down. American Rifleman, the man literally said I agree with you, but he's also trying to disagree with me at the same exact time.
No, I was not trying to disagree.
I can speak. Hey, Reese, I can speak to this. Listen, in this instance, we largely agree with you, and we agree with you on there is a subset of men that go a little too hard on the ladies on in whatever instance. We get that. My thing is, and I'm talking about what I know of you. You are a family man, which I will always respect. You have a wife, and I don't know if you have a daughter. I don't know the composition of your children, so I'm not going to speak on that. But from what I understand, a subset of married men on the internet have a woman already submitting to them, and they may have a daughter, daddy daughter syndrome, I call it. They start for some reason looking from that point of view, and they will project protection via the digital way. So they'll invite in people like Venus and people like that are girls, and they're like, oh man, you because like red pill men, whether it's financial, health wise, whatever, you have to self improve, and if you can uh get with other groups of productive men, that's what you're supposed to do. That's the actual red pill, not sit around beating off, getting mad at women and being broke and stuff. That's not red pill. You can talk red pill talking points all day, just like I had. You can have a woman talking feminist talking points, but she got a whole man she submits to at home and has kids. You know what I'm saying? But she can tell girls to be hoes and 304s, but she don't live that lifestyle. So that's the same thing with some of these men that don't get women, that don't work on their presentation, personal skills. Then yeah, and then he's like, oh, so women need to do it. So that's what I'm talking about. So I say from your point of view, and I'm gonna land the plane, I would say you, because of your background, it's easy for you to point out just to men, but there's plenty you can point out for the women. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, and
But
again, see,
American man, I got a little bit of pushback on that point right there when
and
you
so
said
and
that
again,
there's. Oh,
so and
okay. Okay. My go, Sharon?
uh, I wanted to answer it, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, no. I'm gonna make it quick. I'm gonna make it quick. Um, I have to disagree with you about the married men. You know what I'm saying? I've been in this space for a while, and when this space was built, there was a long time where married men didn't even have a voice. They start getting their voices about like I'll say 3 years, 4 years ago. This space is like probably roughly 10 years old or whatever the case may be. So even married men wasn't even allowed to talk in the space. So I have to agree with you on there. But I do agree with you, like there are a subculture of men who do, I don't want to use the word bash, but they do harp on the black women a lot. Just by watching that video, I think them two gentlemen should have stayed conversing with each other though, because they was having a great build when we watched the video. By the optics of it, they was having a great build between Marquez, Marquise, and Illa. They was having a wonderful build. They should have kept it on themselves. They didn't have to bring, her into that conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to say, bro. And that's the gist of this conversation that we're having when you listen to Sharon. Sharon was like, yo, why you didn't keep it on yourselves? Because it was a great conversation. It was. That's all I'm saying, bro. Just by the optics of watching the video.
That's a good place to land it. Don't keep on turning to rental sentences. Good place. Go ahead, Ambassador. Why do you think they need me to talk about women? Ambassador, go ahead.
I think it's just they maybe look at you as a potential middle ground. So you have a lot of women in the chat. You have educated women on the panel, and they may kind of want you to be able to put in some of the more reasonable concerns that a husband or not a no good sucker, but someone who actually is trying, maybe input some of the issues they may be still having. And I just think it's not the space for that. I do think there's it's more of a space for misandric points of view, so you guys be able to kind of vent that out. But that's just my observations of it. And if you stay within that framing, for the most part, you won't get dogpiled on. But that I think that's what's going on.
Okay, so my issue with that is that where do this place exist?
What place?
This so balanced man that he's talking shit about men and he's talking shit about women, or he's talking truth about men, he's talking truth about. Where does this place exist? Can you please point me in a direction where there's a man that all he do is so-called talk about the ills of men and women?
DJ
That's a lie. That's literally a lie.
what? He calls out men and women.
That's literally a lie.
Tommy
He doesn't-
Sotomayor started off like that.
Another lie.
No, he did. Tommy Sotomayor started off like that.
Yeah, he talked about mental. Yeah, Reese is correct about that. But Reese, I have a question.
He called the man the Ed 309. That's what he called him, the Ed 309.
Hey Reese, I have a question. Does DJ Hamp not call out men and women?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, then thank you. Thought I was going crazy. I thought Sharon said something like, "No, he doesn't do that at all."
Okay, so point out. You know what? Just pull up a show where he did it.
Hold on. I disagree with him.
Where the show is that.
I disagree with him on.
Just say things. No, just because you like somebody, that's fine. And
I disagree with him all the time. I literally talk shit about him in his fucking chat. So, but okay, I'm just saying.
Hold on. So when we're talking about DJ Hamp himself, he does. And we're talking about the channel itself, right? Because those are two different things. Because what y'all are saying is y'all just lying on me, right? Y'all saying that.
I mean, he is the channel. I thought he is the channel.
Hold on. I have plenty of shows where I talk about women. Plenty. Y'all just don't care. I have plenty of them. No, I have plenty of them.
What, like a ratchet video?
No, when I actually talk about when they are making wrong decisions, I had plenty of conversations about it. The issue is that it hits y'all at a different. The problem is that women are willing to hold accountability when it's truthful and when it's honest and when you're not trying to use it to undermine them. The problem is men are not willing to take honesty and truthfulness about the negative things about themselves.
You know how red pilled it is to call out men? Because you have to call out the truth. Bias is bias, but that's just Sharon. Like, we just want you to be more balanced because you do have a following. Right. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't.
Yes, you do. You literally came up here and said that. So
no, I didn't. I told you I was responding to the Rifleman's comment. I was not coming at you.
So again, see, like, because y'all think y'all know my demographics. I have more men in my channel than women. That's number one. Women are just more able to communicate in the chat more than men because men are afraid to even agree with me in real life. Because once they agree with me, they
put them women first Negroes, huh? You got them put them women first Negroes? Yeah, I understand, but I'm just. So are they put them women first Negroes like you kind of are?
Right. So whatever that case is, right? They don't want to actually come out in a chair and say, yeah, we support you, Sharon. We actually just like how y'all did earlier, right? Y'all actually agree with me. American Rifleman didn't disagree with me all day today. At all. He didn't disagree, but he still attempt to make it as FA, but Sharon, you are a simp. I'm not a simp. He's trying to make sure it is a distinction between us two, right? And it's fine. It's okay. You're making a distinction that, hey, today I agree with everything you said. I agree with everything that you assessed. We agreed on the same thing.
However, with this instance,
right?
You say the word instance,
right? Okay, but what I'm saying is that majority of the things that I say, men agree. They don't disagree with me. They disagree with
but you put your spin on it.
What they disagree with is that women will be able to or willing to listen to what I'm saying. That's what they disagree with because they want that attention. That's what they
Well,
disagree. They like, why you don't? Do you like when I was talking about myself just now? What did Reese say? It's other men that's doing the same thing you doing. Right, that's
well, I
what they
mean,
do. What about they
I
keep
mean,
saying,
it's
"What
the truth
about
though.
me, Sharon? What about me? I'm doing it too." I'm not talking about
Well,
you, my brother.
I mean, Reese was correct. I mean, there are other men like you
Exactly.
on,
Right, but
you
I was talking
know,
about myself.
doing it.
I didn't say was no other man in the world that's doing it but me. I never said that. I said what I'm doing with my household is X, Y, and Z. Is other men doing it? Why did you bring up other men? That's what happens because they want that attention that I get, but I'm getting it because I'm authentically myself. I've been like this before I started a channel.
I don't
didn't
know
have
what
to do this.
YouTubians. You're YouTubian. I don't know. Sometimes y'all be completely different people when the
So
camera's off. I
y'all
don't know.
haven't y'all haven't heard Sharon call out the women? Really?
Fuck
I
no.
have.
Not really, like once or twice, maybe in like 2 years or something.
No, he's done it a lot. Maybe not every day, but
It's usually calling them out for
there are
dealing with
topics
no
where
good
he
men.
feels strongly about where he does disagree with. I've heard him disagree with PhD vehemently a lot. They don't always agree,
Well, she's really nuts. So he's
but
still a man, so he has a little logic.
to like, I'm just saying, if we were to judge everybody based on this spectrum, there's a lot of people who are unbalanced that people love to call balanced because they agree with them. I think that maybe I could just be wrong, but maybe because y'all don't agree with him, you consider him unbalanced. I feel like if he was truly unbalanced, he would be up here with a feminist flag in the back, pink on, nails polished, like women all day, no men up here. We gonna spill the tea on all these men. That sounds unbalanced to me.
You're being
This
silly.
man says he has daughters, he has a wife. He feels like he can understand the female perspective because he's around women all damn day. What? What? I, there's men like that too. Men be like, oh, I like being around men. I want men to be in line. Fuck the women. The women just cause harm. How is that balanced? If we're using your spectrum, how is that balanced? If that's what
It's
they're
not.
talking about every day.
Hold
It's
on,
not
Kale.
balanced.
Let me
Right.
welcome somebody into the show. Give me 1 second. Let me also hold on. Also, we got American Random Independent with $2. Don't let them gaslight you, AFR. Fight back. And also, let me bring somebody into the conversation. Welcome to the show, Taz, the GOAT. Good day, sir. How you doing today? Welcome to the show.
What up, though? What's good, fam?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you. I
Yeah,
got a
what's
question.
poppin'?
You know what? So we could try to bring it all together. Hey, Taz, why do you think these men need me to talk down on women?
Making up shit.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy, Sharon. You see, hey, Reese, you see what he be doing, right?
Making up shit, man. Leading.
I don't. Well, I've been in the same position, so I don't think it's leading at all. The fact of the matter is, a lot of dudes just want us to sound alike, like one uniform voice, and as you ignore some of the issues that some of us think need to be talked about, you may think it's something crazy when in reality there's just more issues than the ones y'all willing to talk about. So it's like y'all have a cutoff point for the issues you want to deal with. Then when you're reminded of the issues, you'll make it seem like somebody's unbalanced. No, the only unbalanced people are the people who run around talking about women every day. You're the unbalanced ones.
I
I
like it.
have to agree with Taz because Taz, I heard you in these spaces for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? And like you got good qualities about yourself. Let me just say that because my brother always told me, yo, before you say something bad about a person, say something good about a person. When it comes to Black history, you know what I'm saying? You definitely on point with that. You in a healthy long-term relationship. You know what I'm saying? Your children are in college. I salute you for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I did hear you.
I want to ask, dude, the two fellas, do y'all disagree with what Taz said? Y'all have anything?
He's gonna shoot at me. He was gonna shoot at me.
No, I'm not. I'm not. You know what, Taz? I'm feeling charitable and my life is going well, so I don't need to attack you for very easily to be attackable because I've known you, Negro, for like 3 years and I'm not fond of you, but we're gonna keep it peaceful.
Okay.
Yes, I disagree because there are plenty of red pill men that call men out. That's all they literally they get the bag off of just calling men's bad behavior out. They'll talk about women momentarily, but their main thing is male improvement. So what y'all saying is like wrong because you can get a crazed incel minded dude algorithm if you want, but mostly it's self-improvement, improve yourself, get with others, whatever. So this whole we want people to talk down on women to feel better about ourselves. That's like that, like Reese said earlier, that market is dying. Like just talking about women, all that's
It's
dying.
dying, but those channels are
listening though, right? So here's a prime example, right? There's some slut ran through bitch in the chat named Kim West, probably done fucked on half the manosphere. She's in the chat saying Taz a scammer. Most
Come
of
on,
the
bro.
time,
Why she got to be called out her name though? Why she got to be called like a B and all of that stuff? Come on, bro. She's
Right,
saying
so
that you a scammer or whatever the case may be. Let it rock, bro.
right, so you're a bitch ass nigga trying to defend that hoe. So look, so check this out. Like I'm saying though, so I don't know her. I've never done anything to the bitch in my life, but just like other women on this platform, they try niggas who would never even bother them. I don't even know who this is, but everywhere I go, this whore is somewhere bothering me. I'm gonna deal with that every time I see that bitch talking. That don't mean I gotta talk about every other black woman on the planet because I'm talking about that bitch. And I think that's
But how
the
do you
issue.
know that chick though? Do you know her? Do you know the chick who made that? Who made?
Bro, you want niggas to be mad at women in totality. I'm gonna deal with the bitches who try me. Not
But you
just
still displaying the same thing.
No, I'm not.
The same guys who you talking about, like dudes bash women. You explain that right now. You're bashing the chick.
All right, hold on. Let me read some of the super chats where it started from because I didn't know we was having an issue. Let me just read some of the super chats. Don't engage in the super chats. Let me just read them, and then we can get back into the conversation.
$2 ass bitch. Like broke ass bitch. Put some money.
Hold on. Let me just read them first before you respond.
My bad.
Kim West. Because I wasn't reading it while it was happening. Kim West with $2. Taz a scammer. He has no room to talk. Shit, that's crazy. Okay, we also have workademics. We have workademics. We don't need you. I find your rage baiting entertaining. All right, so we also have Kim West with the $2. Taz cursed out his BBL wife online. Okay.
Is BBL wipe on
Kim West, you are a scammer. Clearly, you do want to engage in it. That is up to you, but
so I disagree with my wife before on live. I mean, that again goes back to the point, right? So here's the problem, though.
Did you call her a bitch, Taz?
Right. Of course not. Of course
let him
not.
get a chance to answer, please.
Of course not. But I absolutely would not call my wife a bitch. But I'm gonna call that bitch a bitch, right? So here's the problem, though. So again, like me and my wife have debated online, little shit like that. It is what it is, bro. Motherfuckers be looking for shit. What I would challenge that dirty bum ass bitch to do is get up here and tell people I've scammed anybody. You dusty broke $2 ass bitch. Maybe you should go scam somebody so you can actually support the show rather than trying to get my attention. And really, it's my fault because I really shouldn't let no $2 ass bitch get my attention. You broke ass bitch. The next time you send a super chat about me, let it be $10 or better, or I'm gonna ignore you. It ain't even gonna matter. Talking about somebody a scammer and you sit up here broke. Bitch, you finna go eat McDonald's today. Broke ass $2 bitch sending money out of her motherfucking Happy Meal and shit. You better hold the fuck on to what you got while you sitting here playing. Talking about somebody a scammer. Bitch, I ain't hungry. Bitch, I can send more than $2. Keep talking.
My only critique of this is that, Mr. Goat, there's no need to raise your voice and cuss at the same time. Just one of them. That's just my opinion on this one.
I'm glad I didn't ask your opinion. I certainly didn't ask.
I'm sure you wouldn't. I'm sure you wouldn't care.
Yo,
Yeah, I
let me
don't.
can I give a lesson on manhood real quick? So when an adult man is speaking, who on this fucking earth feelings matter at that point in time?
His.
The children in the area, the women, the other men, fuck them and the gods they pray to. I'm going to deliver what I want to deliver the way I want to do it, and fuck you if you don't like it.
If you think it's effective, then so be
want to
it.
check you how you talk. Let's try it in an elevator. Niggas are crazy as shit on the internet, man. Crazy.
There's no way to be effective, bro. When people coming for you, there's no effective way to communicate. I mean, I understand what you're saying and whatnot, but there's no nice way to deal with someone calling you a scammer. But I do understand you're a nobody, so you ain't never been in my position.
I ain't mad at that. If she had your name in her mouth, go in on it. But I wasn't coming at you.
Hold on, Reese. So I'm gonna because Kels, he had a lot of pushback for what Goat was saying. I'm gonna give him a chance to without muting him. Kels, what is your pushback for what the Goat is saying? Go ahead, Kels.
Slap the taste out of your mouth.
Man. I thought
I'd like to see it.
Damn! They said drop kills. I don't know who you bothered in the chat, but it is $26 to bring back kills. They done kicked you, my brother. They don't like you keep interrupting the Goat.
That's crazy.
They ain't like you keep interrupting you. Go. So the thing is that at the same time, right? They say that Taz is a simp and all he do is cater to women, and clearly that's just not a true statement, right? He's willing to go at somebody that is going at him, whether it's a male or a female, and that's the part that a lot of men tend to miss for some strange reason. So we are going at the thing that we see as a negative or a problem. So if I'm coming at X, Y, and Z, and that is a problem, all I'm doing or all he doing is going at a problem that he see is worthy of him talking up against.
I would say the bigger problem is men are willing to use those women as long as they're attacking a man. So the same niggas who sit around and cry about what women be doing all the time with men. Yeah, fam. Them the same ones that get behind her as soon as she starts talking about somebody they don't like. The entire manosphere. I watched the entire bitch-made manosphere get behind the most ran through slut bucket, bottom of the barrel, 8 kids having ass bitch. Twice. Just to try to get at me. Who won't smoke for real? Who won't smoke for real? Them bitches ain't around no more. Them hoes died. That's why them niggas be quiet. But they still say what them hoes said before they died, though. They still repeat them bitches. That's what the manosphere is. A bunch of fuck niggas who sit around and watch women, complain about what the women said, then come back and try to gaslight me and get mad at another man for saying, well, why you ain't watching her too? I don't care what she said, nigga.
Right.
So what are these niggas, these pussies that are talking about them? What do we call them?
Okay,
these
hold
weak,
on.
Emotional
Answer. Let me answer the super chat real quick.
Simp ain't good enough.
Simp ain't good enough. We'll answer that as well. We'll answer that as well. All right. So we got work academics with the $2. Is that Sharp from No Jumper? You acting like a female. I don't know who Sharp is, and for No Jumper, you acting like a female.
He's the light-skinned pimp. He's a light-skinned pimp.
Okay.
Really interesting person. And he's on. I think he's on that degenerate Adam 22 stuff. So yeah. And he was on Soft White Underbelly. Yeah, really interesting scumbag.
Okay. And no, Verb Assassin. That's just what the person wanted to pay. They said, hey, it's 26. That's what they wanted to pay. What? Damn, Taz, you got anything to say before they kick your ass off? God damn.
Bye.
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
Sheesh. What the hell?
Man, on a husband thing.
Candy Landy. It says, let's get Taz out of here too. Sheesh. What Taz do to y'all? That's just
I
he has
mean,
been
Taz is kind of a scumbag. I don't like that guy, so it's not really hard to see that he has a lot of enemies as well. But he's a super simp. It's just crazy to see his transition to super simp. It's hilarious. I would have never thought. And it's crazy. Last thing I'll say is it's crazy. The pro woman dude is like cussing women out. It's so hilarious. But he loves and respects women.
Yeah, he was showing what he was complaining about. Yeah, my thing with this on a husband, like dealing with husbands, is that when I hear guys articulate themselves that way, I eventually, like when you have a conversation, they've been sitting on an issue for like months. I mean, months, not communicating. They don't say anything. They do like this indirect form of communication within their relationship. They don't really just, know how to pull the information out. And then a lot of them just want to sit and let that stuff build up so that when they're justified, now they feel justified to spaz out. And because they've been building up this whole thing this whole time, they feel like, well, now a man is talking. What I have to say is valid. You guys have been effing up, so you guys got to take the way I'm expressing it. And just be like, man, if you just conversate about this earlier, pick it up earlier, it wouldn't build up to all this. This is what I deal with in the married space a lot. A lot of guys can't articulate, let it build up, and now however they spill it out, it's supposed to be valid because he's a man and he's talking.
Great point. Unlikely with the $2 says, "Are you not entertained?" Tip the host. Appreciate that. Thank you. It means a lot because people will act as if, that we're not having a good show or a good build. You know what I'm
These
saying?
motherfuckers a bunch of poets, dog.
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you be in danger.
I'm feeling like it today.
I hate when these motherfuckers be like, I know y'all dislike me because you can't fuck with me intellectually, but like, find something to do. Like, move the fuck around. I'm actually a benefit to the show. I don't typically buy my way back on because I'm somebody already, right? But just to shit on you and the 5 motherfuckers who sent $2, that $20 will match all that effort you stupid motherfuckers put in. Punk ass $20 ass motherfuckers. You happy now? Weird ass niggas. Anyway, bro, what's good, man? Corny ass shit. I hate that shit, bro. I don't be doing no bounties, and I don't never bounty nobody off. I don't bounty myself back on, but that shit just gotta, like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, y'all really in America First Rifleman, let's be real, fam. You an incel. I know why you don't like me. The whole incel out here, bro. Am I lying?
Yes, because I don't fit the profile of the actual incel. Like, if it was true, then I'd probably be yelling and screaming, but that's I'm laughing.
Bro. You got the Hitler mustache. You're a funny looking dude. Every time I talk, you talking, you know what I'm saying? You talking crazy about women and shit. Like, I always thought you was in jail. So
what have I said crazy about women today?
Today? Well, what I heard today before I came up was a little bit of gaslighting. You was trying to tell Sharon he should be supporting y'all cause and talking to women on your behalf. That's incel shit.
Hold on. What cause do I have? Listen, I just said be more balanced. I just tell him listen, we're just saying it's okay to critique women as well. That's literally it. Like, yeah.
So
like that's it, Taz.
I saw American First Rifle. So the problem is that when you're just not being honest about what's happening, you're trying to curtail it into we have to talk about women is what it sounds like, as if you are being an incel, not because you're yelling and screaming, but because you are keep trying to turn it into a way that women have to listen or submit to a man.
Whoa. Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
It says, "Bye, American mustache." Oh,
Everybody's getting wrong.
They got jokes.
My fucking
They hit
turn.
you with a 20 ball, just so you know. American First Rifleman. Hit you with a 20 ball. Hold on, let me also.
What was you saying, Reese? Before I got kicked, you was in the middle of saying something.
I don't remember. Whatever. What's up though?
Shit, you got it, bro.
You
a minute.
You was talking about Reese, you talking about the men that are acting a certain way. What can we do about those men? That's what your sentiment was. And also shout out to the Cash App. It says just for supporting. Thank you so much. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. Shout out to everybody with all that you can do. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated. And so I think when we see an issue that's in a community space where it could affect the men that is going to potentially date my daughters and my cousins and all that, I think we should absolutely address it. Because it's much easier for me to talk to my sons and cousins and the males in their life and say, hey, this is the type of woman that you could look out for. That is very easy. We could see them a mile away. And also we could see the negative men from a mile away as well. And there's nothing wrong. Go ahead.
I think there's no shortage though on this shit though, bro. Like there's no shortage of people saying the male side of it. There's a shortage on contesting that. I think that's the issue. Like when it comes to your point, Reese, you got 100 channels of men talking versus 35 channels of men that would support the women talking.
All right, there's a difference. Big difference. You got me. But I want the whole thing to go away, honestly. None of it's good, man. I mean, if 50 more channels came out tomorrow and made the shit even, all that did was make the war worse. Y'all all adult enough to understand that shit, man.
So you're suggesting that we do nothing?
You know what I get? You know what? I agree. You know what? I'm gonna give you some props on,
suggesting that we do nothing?
No, because this is what I'm gonna give you your props on, Sharon. You call your channel Solution-Based Gang, right? Group. At least you visit manosphere panels and try to have civil discussions with them and meet in the middle. You know, as strong as a warrior you are, you're willing to go out and have them discussions and talk to them. Endless. You've been doing it for years. I'll give you that. So, you know what I mean? Maybe you got hope for something. Because you're not just talking about them, you actually go talk to them. Taz does it too. It ain't
right, because ain't nobody scared to have a conversation.
I don't even do that.
Nobody's scared to have a conversation.
I don't do it as much no more. I don't think it's as beneficial no more. I think everybody full of shit.
Man. You gotta make peace.
I agree with that.
War has to end in peace. You can't just go on forever. Say Israel.
No, I think we gotta have the proper. We gotta have the proper pushback tab. You can do the famous laugh if you want.
Pop the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see you try it.
Shout out to Taz for being a good sport. Oh man. So he says, hey, a random independent with the twine ball. Mr. I don't bouncing myself back on. Gotta go. $2 ain't shit, but need this $20. How high are you going to go? Sheesh.
I think the conversation isn't going to go anywhere because the work that needs to be done is tedious, boring, and not entertaining. That's what it comes down to. You know, you go into these little marriage couples and stuff, it's like you have to pull teeth with these people. Like, what does being married mean to you? Well, being married means a ring. Okay, what's your responsibilities in a marriage? Well, I always thought that I would stay at home and not work. And then the guy on the side of him is like, what? Really? You know, and then it's like, okay, all right, so what do you think about kids? You know, who teaches the kids? I just want to put them in a good school. Do you think you should teach your kids how to read? I think the teacher's going to do that, right? Huh? You know, it's like it's such a boring and tedious, and please don't let them be defensive. Oh God. So now you got to do the emotional labor to calm them down, and please define what they mean. You know, but I think this is as far as the conversation is going to go because it's all that work is boring and it's really emotionally draining. Honestly, it's very emotionally draining.
Okay.
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you'll be in danger.
Says keep Taz on. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. It says keep Taz on, goddamn. But I think some people are just more entertaining than others. I think some people are able to maintain a conversation on a topic better than others. I think Taz is somebody that can also be fruitful in a conversation, entertain you, and educate you while in a conversation. And I think a lot of the brothers that are upset, all the sisters that is upset, is because they do not have, the ones that are content creators, they do not have the ability to maintain a conversation or a discussion with just themselves and then what they authentically feel like. And that's why they got to, go left or right and make it about something else. And so somebody like Taz and myself, we could argue it because we actually believe that we could substantiate our real life versus a talking point and versus the stats. And we could put all that together and come with a thought pattern to why we agree or disagree with something.
Because, it's like, so with these manosphere spaces now, what I'm starting to see is because they do have a few women supporting them a little bit and whatnot, they've kind of moved away from a lot of the super toxic shit, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are more balanced than what they used to be. Back to Reese's point. I think those spaces are a lot more balanced than what they used to be now. Keep in mind, they are male-centered. I'll definitely give you that. But there was a point when this shit initially started, Reese, where they ain't even want women in their chats, let alone on their back. You know what I'm saying? We're like, bro, it's a woman in the chat, block that bitch type shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, we gradually got to women getting on the panels with them because the one cat around here had a fee. If a woman want to get on my panel, she got to pay. You know what I'm saying? So now we've got to a place where now women are actually in the space with them and having some of these conversations. So although some might look at it and say, man, this shit fucked up, I can tell you there's been some progress, though. Although maybe incremental, there's been some progress, though, because it used to be down bad for real.
Yo, I want women everywhere I am. I'm mad because it ain't no women at this job.
Well, the manosphere is developed. So if you're talking about post KS, right, post Kevin Samuels, for the most part, man, the toxicity, except for people who already made their money, all they do is repost stuff on TikTok. All you have to do is go on TikTok and say, man should be doing this, and that's all manosphere content. So after that, you made a space where there's women, it's called the female accountability section. So where the women are at now, the manosphere type leaning women, now they have a space to talk about some of the stuff that bothers them when they're in community with these other women. So, it doesn't, if you're on this, cuss a woman out stuff, I mean, the manosphere is not there. That's just a toxic frat boy community, I guess. That was it, red pill rage, I guess.
Right, but even when they are not screaming and yelling, like the video that we was watching on Lapeef, the dude Saint Innocent and Marquette, he came up there and tried to force a red pill type of conversation with the lady. He forced that. It's still going on today, and people are trying to latch onto it by getting new recruits. That's why they keep going for a younger base, so they can indoctrinate those young men before they even get into dating, before they even have a so-called baby mother taking advantage of them and divorcing them. They getting them before they even get into a relationship. They getting them as young as 18 and 19 years old. This is what Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, this is what they are developing young men to be. They are developing young men to not have confidence to go ahead and talk to women so they can have a discernment between a good potential mate and a negative potential mate. These young men not even attempting to go outside to get no's, because we all know anything worth having is going to be difficult to get. It's not going to be easy. So finding a good woman was never an easy thing in no point of history. It's always been a difficult thing.
I agree with you to the extent that Fresh and Fit may be the one who introduces you to the space. But what I was saying before, what's really getting those young kids, red pilled is that they're sharing what the women are saying. They're sharing those points of view. Before, you wouldn't know any of that conversation unless you were sitting in a salon with your mom, or maybe you're listening to those conversations your mamas and your aunties were having. But it just being open on TikTok and red pill channels or just sharing it, that's what's getting them. It's the Fresh and Fit, they get annoying fast. It's the women validating it. That's what's going crazy. That's
Right.
what's being spread amongst those young boys.
But the problem is the majority of women are not displaying the things that Fresh and Fit are talking about. It's only that group of women that is displaying that. That's why they keep having the same type of women just with different names in their conversations. They all have alcohol involved in their conversations because they are not attempting to have no real genuine conversation. They do not invite anybody that is attempting to actually combat a conversation or have a discussion. They just ask them questions about things that normal people would just answer to. Do you want your man to make more money than you? Yeah, so any woman's going to say yes. Why wouldn't she?
It's the ideology they respond. It's not just the drunken women on Fresh and Fit. That's why I'm trying to steer it to the normal conversation. It's the conversation about, yeah, she wants you to make more money. That's understandable, but I'm not willing to do this in the house as well. But if you were a man, I actually wouldn't have to do these things, or using your manhood as a way to be like a credit card for the materialism, right? There's a lot of stuff that just being shared. It's not just the Fresh and Fit. It's the ideologies. I know
Right,
a
but
lot of
the
young
problem
couples
is
right
that
now who are going through what Manosphere shares.
So shout out to America First Recommend. You got another 5 minutes. You want to brainwash young men to be servant providers. It's not brainwashing. It's just what it needs to be done to have productive relationships. A man have to learn how to serve his wife and his children. That is a
Now,
productive
and
house.
just for the record, look, for the record too, right? So here's why the manosphere hate me for real, right? I went into their spaces and I always won. Okay, I have a son. So a lot of these stupid ass talking points that they try to make is like anti-male or any of that shit. This shit is cap. I have a whole son out here, fam. The shit I'm saying to you niggas ain't no different than I'm gonna tell my grown adult son. It's weird that, again, men don't want to deal with things that would make our lives easier as men. So, like I say, I would venture to say back then, most of the things that men started doing was, they started doxing a whole bunch of lame shit. And like I said, they end up following women, right? Because, for example, this Candy Landy, probably some dusty, dirty ass bitch. She's down there saying I scammed somebody. Who the fuck did I? Like, fam, go get these people. Because last I checked, the one bitch you saying I scammed, that bitch somewhere praying to God. Praying that God don't strike that bitch dead now for lying on me, nigga. That God might kill that hoe today for lying on my motherfucking name while that bitch praying every day. But you got the audacity in 2025 to mention some shit a bitch you've been praying since 2023 said. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all got to get y'all shit together. And when it comes to the space, it seems like y'all have not grown. Listen, we just seen the paperwork. Seen the paperwork for what? Seen the paperwork for what? For me scamming somebody? You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. And again, I know where they come from, but they come from these spaces where people have been losing to me since they got on this bitch.
Tired ass, broke ass.
Yeah, they've been losing since I got here.
Insignificant ass, unwanted, unloved, never respected.
That's what it is.
Shout out to the wife. Shout out to the wife.
That's all Manosphere fuel.
Past incarceration. Well, don't get fucked up then, nigga.
My past incarceration. Man, that's weird. But like, why do y'all care about my past incarceration 20 years
Look at
ago?
that, but we know about the Mexico fiasco.
Like, what
is
Hey,
the
so
Mexico?
you know what I found? What I found is that they would try to use anything in our past to try to negate where we come to today, which is a very interesting thing. When us as human beings, we're supposed to grow from where we came from, and
But
we
they be
should be
lying.
champions. Go ahead.
They be making up shit. That's the problem. And it's like, it's weird because he doesn't seem how much of like, why are you on my husband's nuts so deep that we haven't lived in Mexico since 2019. Why are you even mentioning that? Like, that's weird. You don't feel like you're a stalker or at least a fan in the least?
These niggas fans.
Dick sucking ass.
I don't know these niggas. I don't know none of these fuck niggas. These niggas be fans. Some bitch ass nigga that heard about me, nigga. I'm the fucking GOAT. That's why you heard about me, nigga. Don't believe that shit, nigga. Hit the link and talk to me, though. Don't believe shit you heard about me.
Link is pinned. I got you the second air for your time is almost up. And and I just find it interesting, like just like the same thing with Jay Prince yesterday. He tried to bring up some fake past that they don't even really know nothing about. He want to bring up my past baby mothers, but he don't know what they look like, what's their background, what the situation is. I was 18 at the time, right? So there's a lot of things that happened between 18 and 44. So the fact that they keep trying to hold on to the past, it shows that a lot of men and these people they have arrested development. They cannot go past who they are mentally.
Oh no, they ain't holding on to the past though. These motherfuckers just repeating some shit. They praying some shit that somebody else said was true. You hear me? Like, just so we clear, they ain't holding on to shit because I don't know these motherfuckers. They sitting somewhere praying like, damn, I hope you're a scammer. From now on, I'm gonna start telling y'all to suck my dick in 2026. Fuck you, nigga, and fuck the bitch you thought I scammed, nigga. I ain't gonna keep on telling y'all and showing y'all and proving to y'all.
There's videos of you scamming people. Let's stop the cap though. Like 40K, nigga. Damn near 40K.
Hold on. So Kills, you saying you actually seen some evidence of past scamming somebody? That's what you claim?
It's videos. It's multi-video in the space. These people ain't fam. All of these people are still lying on this man. It's like 10, it's like 5-6 people in the chat agreeing with the same shit. You the common denominator if 5 people saying the same thing, bro. You the common denominator.
I know they all saying it from the same source. Go get the video.
And you use my nigga. My nigga.
This is me.
Why you left when that shit came out though? When that shit came out.
Hold on 1 second, Kills, because your microphone's really loud.
When it came out, what do you think I did? I stepped on that bitch. That's why that bitch ain't here now. That's why when I tell you to go get the video, I know you can't go get it. The motherfucker ain't there. I just told you the bitch is somebody's church. Are you kidding?
And why we don't ever discuss that bitch criminal record?
Most
of the niggas.
Man, I want to see the scam.
Me too.
Fuck that other shit. Show me a scam. It'll be the first.
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
I guess Candy says, can't tell me what Taz and company can go. So Kills. So the problem is with you bringing up somebody made a video. People been saying I said something and plenty of people are regurgitating that information that I never said. So a lot of people can go on a wave and say this is what's happening, and I never said a certain thing or did a certain thing. Oh, hold on. And so I don't understand why you saying that.
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you be in danger.
Thank you for that shit.
Real quick.
They all can stay. Shout out to that. Thank you so much. And just so y'all know that I'm not trying, because I don't want to get called a scammer neither. This is a real cash app, okay? Just so people know.
Sharon, you never heard. Let me give you some pushback. We never heard you of scamming anybody in these spaces. You may got your talking points. It is kind of zesty, like certain people on this platform say You know what I'm saying? But you do got a heart though. You know what I'm saying? Some of these dudes in these spaces got a cold heart, bro. And then you could
And
check
niggas,
my track record. Like I never scam nobody in these spaces. Nobody would never say that bluntly
this what they gotta
on me though. They would never put a jacket on me. And if they did, I'm gonna fight in tooth and nail to defend my honor on that, which I
So
did
now,
on other platforms.
so
You
now,
understand what
Kills,
I'm trying to say?
I'm bringing it on to you. So, Kills, you're saying your proof is other people that dislike him saying it.
Nah, they don't
Yeah.
dislike him. They show proof and evidence. Yes, he got people who don't like him, but it was evidence presented, you know what I'm saying, by other faces that show information which credited that he did what he's saying that he didn't did. It was evidence. It was receipts. It was receipts in this space.
What was the receipt? What was it? What was the proof? Like this is how fucking stupid y'all are.
Bro, be honest, bro. Just be honest. If you did what you did, you did it, brother.
Hey, little dumb nigga. I could play the bitch videos back. I got them. I could tell you what the slut said. I can't help it your stupid ass running around.
You are ex-con.
You
you are ex-con though, Taz.
I'm an ex-con.
And then you got dudes like Taz.
Hold on, Kevin. Everybody can't talk to him at once.
That's why. I ain't no ex-con because of no scam shit. I'm an ex-con because I'll beat your ass, nigga. I'm an ex-con.
Nigga, you won't be.
What are you talking about?
Now you want to be.
Kills, hold on, Kills.
Hold on, man. Hey yo, this nigga talking about he beat.
Hold on.
This energy is wild.
Financial crime ever.
Nigga, stop acting like P. Johnson ass.
Kills, hold on, because when you just trying to just make insults, it doesn't make for a conversation, and you also proven the point that Taz is saying that y'all cannot substantiate your point of view.
But he's threatening me.
And this happens a lot, that y'all just throw things out and then y'all get a bunch of other people that's just a part of your team.
Oh no, he used to be a criminal.
Without actually having no evidence whatsoever.
I can say he used to be a criminal, which is true.
Right, so okay, so
means anybody can say I stole something from him, dog, because I got a criminal record. Now anybody can just say, he stole from me.
Well, people would not give you the benefit of the doubt, I would say, because you have a history of things, Taz. That's all.
No doubt, right? So bet. So you have a history on here sounding like a fucking child predator. Are you one fucking?
Say what you want, buddy, but that doesn't take away from people going out of their way to call you a scammer, which is most people aren't gonna like put that one out there unless something actually happened. Like they call you a whole bunch of other stuff.
Let me understand it. Let me
specifically saying you're a scammer.
This part is very important. Have you seen this video of Taz doing this scamming thing? Have you seen it?
There isn't one.
I haven't spoken on that for a reason.
Okay, and so that proves the point that people can just take the information because they don't like the person and they could spread that propaganda out there without no actual evidence whatsoever. And so Kills.
Yeah, but again, he has a history of being a scumbag, though.
I'm gonna bring it back to you so you can go ahead and build on that.
To be.
So Kills, I just got one question. Kills, can you provide any kind of video or any kind of real receipt other than word of mouth? Kills, take yourself off of mute and prove that Taz has some kind of scamming. He knew what was happening. Where you gonna get it anyway?
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
It says drop Kills. He knew it was gonna happen. Let it happen next time, sir. It's okay. So go ahead, AFR. Like, so that's the thing that we gotta be careful. We cannot, just because we dislike somebody and somebody come up with some BS information and we haven't seen it ourselves.
Bro, well, I understand. Listen, I can't speak to any individual possible alleged crime he may have committed. I can't speak on that. One thing I can speak on, and why I wouldn't say that person is crazy, or I would scrutinize what they would say and I wouldn't dismiss it, because he has a history of scumbaggery in these streets. You know, he lies and acts like he doesn't understand because Taz isn't stupid. Like, you know, and he is entertaining when he's getting on somebody. I'll give him that. I ain't gonna lie on him, bro. But
Can you give me an example of a lie I told? Can you give me an example of a lie I told?
bro, it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. Your reputation precedes you,
like,
sir.
see, here's the thing, bro. When I'm talking about one of y'all, I'm very specific. See what I'm saying? I'm very
You
specific.
just called me an incel for 3 years, Taz. That's it, bro. Like,
listen, I'll tell
you
you
don't
why I
get
call
Because he
pussy.
don't like your mustache.
I tell you why I call you that every time, and then also I remind you of my first interaction with you. They were saying you mess with little kids, and wasn't that my first interaction with you?
Well, yeah, because over emotional Negroes were mad about a race conversation and they lied.
Right.
And
So,
you
but I
believe
don't
them.
know you.
And you believe them.
How do I believe
can I jump in real quick? So doesn't that substantiate that he didn't just hold on?
That about you, dude. What are you talking about? I'm sitting here talking to you today. The reason I gave you that example was because you remember my first interaction with you. That's what they were saying about you. But if I were doing what you're doing today, I would still just be calling you that, bro.
Right. Great point.
That's what I'm saying. I'm above you niggas, bro. You little niggas, bro. You're small. You're intellectually a midget to me, fam. This is what the fuck y'all do. That's why I say it. I know why you don't like me, bro. I put your ass on display and show the world you're fraudulent, nigga.
Taz, being the adversary to the manosphere or the red pill or not liking male-centered talking points is a lot different from like who you are. Like, hopefully you know this. Like, nobody's mad because somebody critiques the red pill. Like, hopefully you're not believing this. Like, come on. And plus, when you go on people's channels over the years, you haven't really won. You more or less yelled at people, and anyway, so that's about it. Like,
so
no, I actually debated in actual debates and won. I've never lost a debate on a Manosphere channel, whether it's the Prophet of Thought, Obsidian, O'Shea, none of those.
No, Obsidian beat the dog shit out of you.
So now, American First Rifle, man, you saying that because you like you enjoy Obsidian's talking points more, or because
no. Obsidian, well, Obsidian carries himself with class. Okay, he's consistent. You know, come on, they're just totally apart, like worlds apart. Come on, there's no comparison.
Break down what. So if you, so that's fine that you feel like he dressed a certain way, but what stats did he bring up that you feel like Taz lost on, if you remember any?
I don't remember the specifics right now.
Right.
Of course.
You don't. I remember everything. Which one you want to deal with? The 51% of black men that don't have children, the 80% of black women that having children with the same man. Which one of y'all dumbass talking points would you like to try to defend while I'm right here?
I'm not here to defend Manosphere or anything.
I know you ain't, nigga.
So.
I know you ain't. So that's a message for you and anybody listening who thought I was playing. Ain't none of you niggas ever had. I'm the fucking goat.
Who are you? You're nobody.
The nigga that's gonna make you back down every time it come to something intellectual. That's why it's get to some bullshit. Because I just tried again to have a con. You're incapable. You can't do it.
So and that's a fit. He attempted to have he alley-ooped it to you. He said, hey, you could talk about this one, or this one. But instead you say, all right, I'm going to engage in that one, or you could come up with your own talking point that you want to defend. You didn't do that. He gave you an opportunity to actually have a conversation.
I came up here to talk about, like, listen, I understand Taz is thrilled that he was able to center himself in this conversation for the last, like, however long. It's cool. You got it, buddy. Okay, cool. I came to talk about the topic. That's why I stuck around.
I did that because I thought one of you bitches wanted to try me. We can move away from me.
Shut up.
Yeah, man. The mute button is what I was talking about before. When I was on the panel, that mute button, Sharon. When I was talking about this, obviously you do a lot of shows, so I expect you to remember. You know, some conversations can't really develop without the internet, and that mute button is really what has caused this conversation to go forward. You can't have these conversations like, especially with that energy, whether he's right or wrong. You know, it's just like I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm not engaging with this guy.
One wasted minute with me on mute. One wasted minute.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So.
All right, so do you have would you like to attempt to engage? Because Taz can have
No.
a conversation. Me and him had
No.
plenty of conversation. Me and Taz disagreed plenty of times without us going to fisticuffs and screaming and yelling at each other in a negative way. And we also stayed very passionate. We still raised our voices without it being a disrespect level being crossed. So Taz is more than capable of having a discussion with a person.
When he's not
I'm sure
threatening
he
to beat
is.
their ass.
I'm sure. I'm
And
sure he is.
me and him
sure he
was
is.
vehemently disagreeing without us talking past or after that. We stayed on topic, so he's able to do it 100%. If you want to have a conversation with him.
I'm sure he is. But some of this stuff, you already know how I'm on these panels. Is that some of these stuff I don't like trying to change people's worldview. You know, so when we start getting into that stuff, it's like, I don't know. No, there's nothing to talk about. I talk about marriage and husbands and how people interact within marriage. You know, I don't go back and forth over whether you believe these stats are true or not, because quite honestly, once again, that's a long, tedious conversation.
However, is a conversation that needs to be had because people are using these stats in a weaponized way. They're not being truthful about what the stats are actually saying. And that's where somebody like Taz come in. He actually does the research so he can argue with what the stat is actually saying. America for
y'all are
argument,
butt
shaking his
buddies,
head,
bro.
but you will have to give a example of a stat you would like to argue right now if you want, or a past example, and then we could just have the conversation. But if you don't have an example ready for you, it's kind of hard for us to engage in what you're saying is truth or not about.
I didn't come prepared to talk about Taz though, or talk with the man. I didn't even think he would be up here today. So,
but what
or
I'm saying is
I
that
wouldn't came.
Right, but neither is he. He's going off the information that he have in his head as well. He's not saying, "Hey, I'm prepared to have this conversation about this stat." He's saying whatever you want to talk about, he's willing to have the conversation.
I literally just came back from working 14 hours. I did. And I want to stay with something I'm prepared to talk about and not rehash old stuff. Like I said,
right, and that's fair. That is very fair. However, what I'm saying, it is a difference between somebody that's willing and able to have conversation without needing to prepare, because that information possibly is just a part of who they are. It's part of who they being. They understand what's going on around me. So one of the reasons why I can have these conversations and build a discussion over it, because I'm immersed in it. Like, it's my original thought. I'm not making it up. I'm not regurgitating somebody else's argument. These are my true feelings and thoughts. So therefore, I don't need to prepare some sheet or some talking point, because it's actually my original thought. That's the difference.
It's amazing how, like, people mention Cynthia G and all this different shit. Like, mind your business. like, leave her alone, bro. She don't fuck with you, fuck niggas. Like she don't like you, niggas. Like,
hold on.
Y'all weird as fuck. Y'all don't like the woman, but because
Mr. Tasman.
My bad. Go ahead, fam. What'd you say?
Listen. There's a reason why people critique Cynthia G, and I'll keep it with the simplest criticism of her. Literally went around talking about dysfunctional Black families, talking about these mans, how they're whatever, but you get pregnant and become a baby mama by the very Negro you spent years talking about. You want to not even exist. Like, literally don't birth Black boys or get rid of Black babies. Like, so
gotta admit, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Okay, let him finish his argument.
Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, Reese is right. That was it. That's crazy. So, like, her credibility should be shot from, like, no woman should be even listening to her. But we see what's happening. So,
okay, it's up to you, Taz. You want to engage in that?
Yeah, I always wonder what that's got to do with me, though. They're like, it ain't my motherfucking baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about that. That shit ain't got a motherfucking thing to do with me, bro.
Yeah, and And I don't see why if somebody got affected negatively about something, why they can't speak about it. If she believes that what happened to her is a negative thing and it's not
She doesn't
a
believe
positive
anything
thing.
she's saying. Don't you get it, sir?
Yeah, because that's what happened to her, right? But we could if she was to
No.
continue,
She doesn't believe anything she said. She's grifter.
She had the baby after she started talking shit.
well, I don't know. So
And
the thing
Y'all
is that
sure about
again,
that?
yeah, maybe
Y'all sure about that?
right.
I don't think
Well, her
y'all.
rhetoric against black children got worse after she had the baby. That's true. She was already talking greasy before. It just got worse when. So Reese is right.
Yeah, so yeah, he's not right. I'm right. So let me tell you, since motherfuckers think they know, just for the record, this alleged baby that y'all talking about, that would have been before the conversation y'all referring to. Because before that is when I came onto YouTube and she was not talking that crazy shit when I first got on YouTube. When I first got on YouTube, she was challenging still white supremacy and challenging the issues of black men being supportive of white supremacy. She wasn't
Exactly.
doing no
White men and black men. She was talking.
but it wasn't. But it was
building an argument.
in the relationship paradigm. She was not talking about contextual relationships between men and women. She was still doing the political shit. And in that political shit, she was challenging black men to stop following and supporting white supremacy. She hadn't got into that relationship shit yet. So you're lying.
She touched on black men. Like, yeah, she was always talking about white supremacy, which was stupid. But at the same time, she was supporting the LGBTQ community and speaking down to black men like we were 1,000% the problem. And especially our talking points talking about how we wanted to build, we as a collective want to build good, cohesive families. And she's fucking the nigga with the tattoos.
Right, but you confused. She did not support no fucking LGBTQ until 2022. Okay, when she was around me, she called them niggas pussy boys, nigga. She ain't support that shit till after she left from around my platform. I ain't support that shit, and I would have never supported her supporting that shit around me. Which is one of the reasons why I said, okay, well, fuck you and the bitches that's with you, because I don't support
that. Okay, I take
shit.
that one back. I take that one back, Taz.
And American First, right? The problem is that people are not correlating the proper timeline with Cynthia, right? It's like what you're saying is that she had a child out of wedlock and blah, blah, blah. But however, what she was talking about before or whenever she had this reported child doesn't correlate with the events of her saying.
No, she was talking down on black men that were running around being promiscuous. So she had her talking points before she got pregnant. So it just wasn't as prevalent, but still she was touching on that.
Right. She certainly wasn't as prevalent, and it certainly wasn't as horrible as people made it. I think what you're talking about is just, again, famous. A lot of niggas wanted that woman, bro. This is the part of it that y'all leave out. A lot of niggas wanted her.
Who wants Becky? Who wants Becky hair weave? Who wants
it?
Okay, hold on.
Obsidian wanted her. I'm saying, since y'all want, if y'all want to do gossip shit, nigga, do it for real.
She made up like Becky, bro.
Okay,
she made up and got hair like Becky. Take hair like Becky. Black man wants that.
Hold on, American First Rifleman. Are you gonna honestly say that no man wanted her while she got pregnant?
Oh, only pookies and men with low self-esteem.
Oh my god. So you saying a woman that looks like Cynthia that was childless, nobody wanted that woman?
Pookies with low self-esteem.
Before you moved there, before she had that child, you saying that no man wanted her.
Well, she was dealing with white men, from what I understand, but that's just a rumor.
Yeah.
But I believe it. I think Bottom Show Brad did her wrong.
Hold on. Are you going to talk about gossip, which is not manly at all? Or are we going to talk about something that
there's a lot of circumstantial evidence to suggest it. That's why I brought it up. I didn't just bring it up, but there's some footage, not footage, excuse me. There's pictures and other things that would help you understand why she would go to white supremacy, and then she transitioned to black men ain't cry. You know, come on, it's a pattern. It makes too much sense. Come on.
Okay. All right. So let me see. You haven't brought any of this evidence. It sounds like gossip to me, but you might have a more of an understanding of the history than I do. But it seems like Taz is putting it in its proper timeline, in my opinion, at this moment. Jim Savage, you want to add to this part of the conversation, or?
Hell no, that shit ain't important at all.
What
I'm
you want
always
to-
talking about something important. I'm up here to support you, brother.
Okay. I was just saying you came back. Someone said you want to address anything, or
Not that topic. That's ridiculous.
okay, you want to address something else? So I know you be thinking.
Well, I had to clean my house, clean this next to godliness. But
Okay.
I was hoping I was talking about the same thing that we were talking about, but ended up about some lady that nobody cares about.
No.
But,
Taz centered himself, Savage. That's what happened.
Yeah, but you didn't have to cater to it.
Y'all certainly care about it. If you don't think nobody care about it, read the chat. Scroll up to
Right.
the top as far as you can, and then scroll down and count how many times you see your name, and tell me how many times you see it.
I don't.
You need me to talk while you're doing it? You need me to talk while you're doing it?
I didn't care.
I said, do you need
I'm here to
talk
support
while
you,
you're
bro.
doing it so we don't have dead air? Just so we don't have dead air, I'll talk while you go and count how many times you see her name in the chat. She's more relevant, certainly, than you and America's Riflemen first combined.
Are
Quit
you
playing,
talking to me?
fam.
Are you talking to me?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes, he's
I'm a troll in the chat, and I don't care about Cynthia G. And if they do in the chat, that's cool. And if y'all want to talk about it, it's cool too. I just answering this question.
I don't, bro. I'm just saying that's where it came from. That's where it came from.
Appreciate you.
You got it, bro. You got it. Okay, well, I got it. So yeah, like I was saying, that's the bad part of it, though. It's like,
Get
look, because for example, like it's like kind of like what I was telling you yesterday, Sharon. So a woman comes to your platform, she says what she believes, she stands on how she feels. You support her in doing that. Now everything she said is your fault. Those are your thoughts. That's what your stance is, because you not only allowed her to come and say it, but you're standing on her willingness, desire, and meaning when she says it. You support her saying it. But that, for a lot of these niggas, that means you said it now.
Absolutely. Now I said something about not having male babies or something, because that's weird. Same thing happened with me and P.S. Diva. P.S. Diva had her opinion about that situation. I told her how I disagree, and they say, Sharon, you said it. You agree with it? I didn't. I literally in real time disagreed with her, and they keep saying that I'm doing something that I'm not. It's weird.
I
But
can't
that's
believe
not most
YouTube
people,
allowed
Sharon.
that.
But I mean,
if someone says something, right? If like say a female says something, and it is what it is, and then you start nodding your head up and down, is that you agreeing with her, or you just letting it be? Or I don't understand what that means. If someone's watching you, right, and a lady says something like, "Oh, all women are the greatest thing in the world," and you're nodding your head up and down, does that look like you're agreeing with them, or should we take it as you're agreeing with them, or you just nodding your head because it's like a tick or something?
I think you should ask if you're unsure.
No. I was asking Sharon, because I know that Sharon, I was agreeing with you, Go. Sometimes it seems like if someone, like if he lets a female come on and says something that men disagree with, and then Sharon's nodding his head up and down while she's saying it, to us it seems like he agrees. So we do sometimes like you agree with that, Sharon, and go off of that body language.
Right, but that usually doesn't happen. Like the example that I just gave, I literally said I disagree with her, and I disagree with her in real time, and they still say, Sharon, you allowed that on your platform, so therefore you must agree with it, even though I verbally disagree right away.
No, yeah, people have to pay attention to what's really going on.
And so,
but if you're
I do not bop my head. I do not just agree with women just to agree with them. I have plenty of
I'm just saying, if we us looking outside,
disagreements. I had disagreements with Venus, PH Diva, Bomb Cherry, and other women that hit my panel. Jalen that was here, I had disagreements with her as well. I have plenty of disagreements. The difference is that I don't have to get into a negative or a combative or a disrespectful discussion with somebody else. Like I told you, me and Taz had plenty of disagreements on my channel, and me and him never had to go to no goddamn disrespect towards that. We just disagreed on the topic at hand, and we left that conversation there. He said his points, I said my points, and we leave it, and we come back the next day, whatever, if it's a good topic. I don't have to go into a disrespect situation just because I disagree, because I'm actually going to substantiate my argument because I really believe my argument. I'm not just regurgitating. Shout out to homeless bum ass Jack. We blaming folks? Well, then I blame my Reed. Peace.
Sharon, the point I want to make is I think it's not even what we're talking about, because I think most people were not swayed with that and just would call you like, oh, you agree with that talking point. That was like a very small amount of people. So, like most people ain't doing that.
However, still, even in today, they still say, Sharon, your channel is about women when I don't talk about women.
I mean, it is.
You speak to a female's point of view when I don't talk about women. There's no way you could say I have a female's point of view when I don't talk about women at all. I'm having a conversation on how men need to be building, right? Instead of blaming women, we need to build men up without pushing a woman down. Stop using women as a scapegoat and have an actual solution that you could implement in your life today. Because blaming somebody else is never going to fix you as a human being. It ain't never worked for anybody. Homeless, bum ass Jack with a $2. Sup, Myrie? Hoping you still terrorizing folks. Yeah. So that's the difference.
Yeah, it is. No, it's a woman's perspective a lot of times, because there's no investigation in the trouble that the woman in the background would be causing. Because what I do a lot of times, especially in my marriage, I love it, man. I send the women or my nieces and stuff on information on recon missions. So when I start hearing, oh, he ain't making enough, man. I'm like, he ain't making enough money? Oh, really? Oh, so he could have been working a double time. Oh, really? He could, And you walk away. I'm like, y'all bring up a conversation about what you spend on a weekly basis about money.
So let me get this straight. So you're saying men that concentrate on making money is a female perspective?
I'm saying that not investigating why that perspective is even being had is just immediately saying, well, he ain't making no money. Well, when I start my investigation process, now I'm seeing that she's spending damn near $150 on fast food a week. So I guess I could understand why you would have that perspective. Yeah. So the more you investigate, the more it's like, okay.
So hold on. Those are two different things, right? So that's you adding a nuance to it. But if we are talking about men need to make more money, are you saying that is a female perspective?
It is a masculine perspective but it covers female nonsense.
Okay, so now if that is a male perspective, how am I? Because you said you started off saying that you do have a female perspective. So now where is it that I'm in pushing a female perspective? Because I'm saying men can and should put themselves in a position to make and create more money for themselves. Where's the female perspective in that?
Because, all right, the response instead is saying, well, that's true. You should make some more money. And a man should try to get more money. But a masculine perspective also is when Warren Buffett said guys shouldn't be so focused on trying to get the most return. Most people are going to make more money by controlling their budget. So I have to fight. What do you say? I have to fight for an extra 4% to make $5,000. Y'all just have to stop buying fast food. That's also a masculine perspective. So, but that doesn't get introduced in the conversation.
Why are they buying fast food? So since we want to dive into the fast food perspective of a relationship, why are they buying fast food?
I don't know why someone's spending $150.
Right, because somebody don't know how to cook. Right, so either somebody don't know how to cook or they don't have time to cook.
No, or they just don't want to. Sometimes you just don't want to. It's because it takes effort.
Now we doing some, so we understand what some is, right? It's not a provable stat, right? It's just hey, some do this and some do that. We all understand that some people do a whole bunch of different things, so nothing is 100%. So now when we go with just in the conversation of eating food that is not good for you, if he's going out to work, if he's going out to work and she's going out to work, if she has to or he has to order fast food, he is a part of that problem.
That's fine, but looking at that budget, look at your budget, man.
Okay, so now how is that so okay, and now again, now explain to me how that is a female perspective.
Looking at a budget, I was saying that was a masculine perspective. I'm saying the female perspective is instead of investigating where that complaint is coming from and just immediately saying, well, nigga, get your money up. You sound like a broke dude. That is a masculine perspective covering for female issues.
Right. So in my example is this. So if my woman comes to me and say, babe, you're not making enough money, you're broke ass. If it's true, what should I do about that?
I'm not going to, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to rush to say it's true. I need to see where that perspective is coming from.
Okay, so we move the conversation for what you're trying to say. What I'm trying to get you to understand. If I'm with a woman and I am broke, and she says, babe, you need to make more money because you're a broke ass. At that moment, what should I respond to my woman?
Put your foot right in her ass.
That's one perspective. What's your perspective, Ambassador?
What is it? Yeah.
That's not lying on me. What should that man do?
That's silly, man. But how much is he making first? Like, come on, like he's broke based on what?
And see, and this is the issue that we have when I'm trying to get men to be able to deal with real life examples, right? And I'm giving you the flaw. I didn't put my thought into it yet. I gave you the flaw to say, hey,
Ambassador's just saying there's a lot of variables. Instead of
giving me a direct answer, right? We want to add a nuance in it. It doesn't matter.
It does matter. You're asking, like, someone can say someone who's making $80,000 is broke. That becomes the issue.
Let me explain why, because I said it is true that he is broke and he don't make enough money. So it doesn't matter if he have $100,000 a year. If he's broke and he don't have enough, he don't have it. So regardless of what level you put him in, he is broke and he don't have it. So now that we have that premise, you don't need to add in the dollar amount. What should that man do if what she is saying is a truthful assessment of who he is?
He should find good counsel. That's what he should find. He should find good counsel. All right, because I hear this all the time. I'm broke. Well, how much you make? About 50,000. Okay, well, you make more than the average income. So if you're broke, then half the country's broke, right?
Average Americans make like 30,000 or 28,000, some insane number like that. The median income is
so would you consider that broke?
No,
I'm not to say
I wouldn't.
Look, I wanted to answer the question.
Hold on. So this is the problem, right? So 1 second you just said if you're making that money, and just Ambassador, mute when you're not talking, so this way.
Okay.
So the problem is that you just said, well, half of the country is broke then. So if that is the truth, then he should have no problem saying, you know what, babe, I do need to go ahead and figure out a way to supplement my income and figure out another hustle. I'm not working enough hours. Whatever it is that he needs to do for himself, he needs to go ahead and figure it out. If he agrees that he is broke, then that's the woman that he wants to be with. Otherwise, leave her because you don't believe that you are broke and she is gaslighting you into a different situation. Those are your two options as a man. And for some reason, we are afraid to tell men they options. Either leave that no grateful ass woman, or you concede to the point, understand that it's truthful things, and then now you need to come up with a plan and figure out your outcomes to be a better human being for you. And your
problem
family.
is, Sharon, is that ends the conversation though, right? They need to carry the conversation on and whine and cry and continue the conversation for as long as possible, which is why it continues. If you tell a nigga, hey, bro, it's time to get the fuck away from that bitch, nigga. Don't nobody want to hear you whining. You finna go home with her. You finna get right off here and go chase a bitch. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. And until niggas understand that, bro, that's why you niggas ain't progressing. You niggas don't even have legitimate talking points because you're finna get right off of here and go chase some motherfucking women. And anybody that don't know that shit is out of their fucking minds.
I don't
Matter
chase
of
women,
fact,
they chase me.
you niggas is in the inboxes of the women that's on here. You ain't even got to get off
No,
of here to
that's
go
not
chase
true.
the women. Quit playing.
Okay, well, everybody disregard what Tab just said because it was bullshit. Most men that listen, hold on. Let me explain. Let me say because I wanted to get to what shout out to Ambassador. He's been having really good I would say good sensible points today. But one thing I don't want to get to what he said, but I want to address Tab real quick. Listen, I'll address what he said. Listen, $50,000, hold on, that's $50,000 is not the same as it is in San Francisco, Arkansas, New Jersey, Georgia. Okay. So when a chick confronts her man, this is what Ambassador was trying to say. There is variables to this question for her to say that. So if they're living in a county in Georgia where the median income is like 38,000 or 42,000, but he's making 50,000 a year, there can be a conversation had because sometimes you can live comfortably on that and you just have to watch your budget. Okay. So and the thing about it, sometimes you would have to move to make more money that she would want to make to get that lifestyle. So like I said, that's not an easy thing. You just could be like, oh yeah, I just don't make enough and just whatever. Like, yes, we always, especially the red pill thing to do is to make as much money as you can or whatever. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's not possible. So
okay. So here's the problem. I gave you an actual solution. You gave me sometimes this, maybe if you're in California, maybe you're in Georgia. All you did was give a whole bunch of different scenarios where it could fit or not fit. I gave you an actual solution, right? I didn't use the woman as a scapegoat. I said either you're gonna say, hey babe, you're right, I am broke and I need to make more money because guess what? 100,000 living in Manhattan and you broke. That's why I said it doesn't matter the number amount, right? And then you come back around and said it depends on where you at, right? Understood. That's why I said it doesn't matter.
Because it does.
And that's why I said it doesn't matter the money amount, right? If you remember my argument, if you consider what she is saying that you are broke is correct, what are you going to do? Right? You got to do something about that if you want to stay with that woman. If you disagree with your woman about you being broke, then you need to just leave her and say, hey, babe, you are not the person for me. Those are your two options.
Hold on. So it's about building or getting a bag? I'm confused.
So I can end it. The problem is you didn't give a solution. What you said was more things to confuse the man. Maybe this, maybe that. Sometimes this could happen. Sometimes that could happen. Sometimes the sun could hit you at a 30-degree angle, and then therefore you can't get no overtime because the sun is glaring in your eye. Well, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What I'm trying to say is that we are talking to men. We got to give them a straightforward understanding. You either go this way, this is going to be your outcome, or you go this way, and that will be your outcome so they can have a path to go towards.
Sharon, two things. Number one, why is that woman with him? Is she there to build a family and something to help build a legacy or something worthwhile that Black people actually need? Or is she lusting after a lifestyle that might not even be realistic? And the second thing is that the reason why Ambassador and me are trying to be nuanced about it because that question can expose who's being unreasonable. Is he being unreasonable? Is she being unreasonable? So you want to examine your location, the amount of money, and then can you earn more somewhere else and get the lifestyle that y'all both want, y'all both agree to together. This whole my nigga just broke, and it's just like you have to see, like, does she just want more things to look nice, or is she actually concerned with, hey, insurance is rising, insurance costs, or I want to make sure you're putting money away from retirement. But you're not asking those questions. You're just saying, nah, just make more money. If she said you broke or you need more money, just make more money. And it's just like, that has to be focused. That's an important thing.
Hold on. So again, this is poor listening skills of men sometimes, right? I gave you two options. If you agree with her, then you need to figure out what it is that you and her need to do to make your life better. If you disagree with her assessment, then you need to leave her. So I gave you two options. I'm not a fence person where I want to have a conversation and argue with a woman about what is right and what is wrong. If I assess what she's saying is incorrect, hey, maybe me and you are not fit for each other. I can end it because I know I'm doing everything I can do in the relationship to be that. So I have no problem with ending it. The problem that a lot of men have is that their ego is involved in the relationship and they don't actually care about the woman. So if you were doing
Look,
everything that you can do, it's easy for you to leave because you don't want to be with somebody that don't want to be with you. Well, because the majority of men are not doing everything that they can do to be in that relationship, to be in that family, they got to come up with excuses. Well, you know, babe, sometimes this and sometimes that. And what about we move here? What if I lived on fucking Mars? It don't matter. If shit could fly, be in your mouth because that's all y'all be talking is shit.
Well, I mean, my issue with that is simple. First, it's assuming that that relationship is disposable. Now, I always talk from the framing of married people and you guys owing those kids a unified, stable household. That's what I talk from. All right, so that framing not useful. Now, what useful is where's this coming from? I say what happened in our relationship before. Some lady at the job complaining, bragging about her condo, and then they start talking about it. And I'm like, oh, that's good. We're about the same age. We're young. Oh, she has a condo. Ask her some clarifying questions. All right, because the assumption is that she owns it, right? And my wife comes back the next week and she's leasing that condo. She don't own that condo. She made it seem like that. But when I isolated her, she's leasing it. So you just got straight to the point. There's an influence that's pressuring your wife to feel some type of way. Let's investigate that influence. But this goes back to what I said earlier. A lot of these conversations, you want a fast answer, but it's tedious. It's actually very tedious. So,
It is
you know,
not
I don't
very
know if
tedious. That
it,
wasn't very tedious. What you just said was not tedious at all.
no, for a husband who's not I'm used to this. I live this, so I'm used to assessing the influences coming into my house. But a lot of guys just feel like a normal response would be, "Girl, you see, I'm over here working 50 hours or 60 hours and doing all this stuff. Yeah, shoot, I got the same steel-toe boots for the last 5 years and stuff. I'm putting in." He's immediately defensive. And you can never like talk to them like there's a political aspect to raising a family. She's being influenced by the outside. All right. And you should
Yeah.
probably don't get
All right.
defensive and all that stuff.
So a man that does get defensive over a true statement that she is feeling, what would you call that?
No,
I don't
it's
even
not
know it's
true.
true.
It's not true. That's what I'm saying. It's not
You don't
true.
even know.
She's being made to feel like her husband is inadequate. So he needs to be
So
able
okay,
to identify that.
let me ask the question again. If the man is jumping in a defensive posture over her true statement, because clearly he must feel that it's true to be defensive, because he don't have this mental fortitude to say it's a political thing.
It's not mental fortitude. It's just where you framed the conversation, we wouldn't have never got here. There has to be an acknowledgement of that. All right. It would never have gotten to that point. That's why I said he needs to seek good counsel so it can be identified where this pressure is coming from.
If you say so. So I don't know.
Well, the thing about it, Sharon, Sharon, you're literally coming into it saying what she's saying is 1,000% legitimate, and there's no nuance to what she may be saying. Like, she could be wrong, he could be wrong. What he's saying is the man needs to be able to discern who's right or wrong and be able to talk about it instead of just, like he's saying, either get defensive or just be like, right, honey, I'm gonna just fucking,
okay. So again, so if that man he's getting defensive, then that man is what?
A human being.
Oh no, he's just this is insane.
What,
It's
I don't
like,
know, evil? He's
I
evil?
don't understand why is it so difficult. Why is it so difficult for us to say, hey, that man ain't on his business?
No,
He ain't.
Well, I mean, his response
figure
is
it out.
probably not good, but I mean, I'm not
Okay.
gonna say the
Like,
dude is
I don't
evil.
understand. Hold on. what I'm saying is that it's okay for a man to not know an answer, right? If he's insecure, he's not versed, he need counsel, he need all these other things. He need to bring somebody else into his goddamn relationship. That man wasn't well prepared to be a leader of anything in his household. Simple.
This is where the
I digress
misandry comes
because
in.
y'all just want to have y'all don't want to have no clear, concrete solution. Y'all just want to have nuance. Hey, but what of this? And we never get to a solution. In my household, we don't just keep nuancing. You got to get to, hey, this is what we're going to do. We have a conversation, what we want to do, put it all together and say, all right, this is what we're choosing. Sometimes those answers is difficult to make a decision on, but eventually we got to come to a conclusion. Go ahead, eat a man, and then we got Savage as well.
Yeah, I just first came up here as I told AMF to shade that goddamn mustache he got right there a year ago. And that's why he ain't got no goddamn wife, but he didn't listen. That's why he's still single. That's the first thing I came up and say. And what Sharon is describing is pride. Like, if you don't have the answers, right? And I see a lot of businesses fail. They don't have the answer. So instead of going to hiring a marketing guy, instead of going to hire a guy that does bookkeeping, finding somebody who's a master in the thing that you need help with, they try to do it themselves. But in relationships, what we have to do is put away pride, go to somebody, and this is like I said, if you know that y'all two cannot come on the same page, go to someone that has the answers. And you might have to vet that person out. I'm not just saying just get any and everybody in your business. That's clear. But the point that I'm saying is you might need to go and say, let's sit down so I can see a different perspective. Because it's not your way or the highway, is what's best for the family. What's the family way to move forward the next couple of years? And I think that's the conversation that a lot of men don't want to address.
Okay, that's fair. That's kind of towards what Ambassador is saying as well. But you just was able to articulate in a different way. Shout out to that. And that goes to show that sometimes we shout out to y'all. And we all kind of saying the same thing, but we just not getting to a clear understanding of it. So go ahead.
No, you just wanted to take the woman's side, Sharon. Let's be honest, bro.
No. So again, no. So this is what I did. I want the person that's bringing up the argument to substantiate their argument. So this is the problem that y'all fail to understand a lot. Just because I understand you doesn't mean that you understand your own argument. You got to be able to articulate it, right? So because either man is able to articulate it, so even his wife say, "Babe, we broke," and then he will be able to say, "Babe, this is what's actually happening," and he'll be able to break it down. She's like, "Oh, okay." Versus, "I don't know, babe. We got to see where your political influence came from to say why I'm broke." Ain't no woman want to hear that shit. My political.
Obviously, you wouldn't say that.
Sharon,
Obviously, you wouldn't say that to her.
That's what you said. Okay, so again, you're saying that's not what you would have said, but you said it. All I'm trying to get.
Listen to what I said. I said in my internal dialogue, I'm looking for the influence, and then I asked her to ask a clarifying question.
Hold on. You don't have to reiterate. I'm telling you what you said, and I'm responding to your words. Your words. I didn't add anything to it. And so just because you are not able to articulate it in the time at this moment today, you cannot say, "Oh, you just being." No, you didn't articulate the way either man did. It's simple as that.
No, you like his response because he said he was being prideful and he's emotional. Okay, I'm not saying he's being prideful or emotional. I'm just saying he needs to look into it. But that's not good enough.
What did I say that was
he
emotional?
has to be lacking. That's where we're having a disagreement. He has to be lacking in your worldview for it to fit.
No, hold on.
No, either man, he didn't say that. He didn't say you were emotional, and after you said emotional, you were just able to articulate his negative emotion to her question, where people can understand. Because like you saying that actually makes sense. Like being prideful, like that makes a lot of sense. Men can be prideful. And I'll say this real quick is that besides either man saying that, which was correct in 1,000%, but Ambassador was literally articulating the same thing to where he was like, get good counsel. Like literally he said, get good counsel, which means a financial advisor or somebody knows what they're talking about. So he literally articulated it just a little bit quicker. You just wanted, Sharon, go ahead, Sharon.
Thank you.
You know what you be doing.
No, so again,
yeah, this is the misandry part.
I'm gonna pass you inside. So again, AFR, we are in agreement. They both said the same thing. One was able to articulate it for a layman to understand it, even somebody that don't understand what Ambassador was attempting to say. And that is the issue that I have. We got to be able to articulate our own points to where the other person understand it in layman's term. Either man heard the argument, I heard the argument, you heard the argument. We all know what he was attempting to say, but either man was able to actually articulate it. And that's the thing that men need to understand, that it is a difference between knowing what you want to say and actually communicating that. Either man displayed that in real time.
And the
You just like what he said,
reason what he's
it
saying
doesn't
is
have to
so
be pride.
important. So the reason is so important because once you understand how women understand and communicate, it gives you the ability to say, "Hey, check this out, babe. By the way, we got some investments coming up. So for the next 6 months, we're gonna have less spending money. We're not broke. We actually we don't have any cash available. So like if you can start articulating yourself and what's happening, what women are very understanding. When you just say, "Oh no, you must have watched some political view. That's why we broke." She's like, "That shit don't make sense. It really does." Like I think y'all be making sense. But she's like, "What do Donald Trump?" Because I hear it like, "What do Donald Trump? What do Hillary Clinton? What do any of these politicians got to do with us not having no cash?" And so that's the point that he's saying. It's just being able. You think that it's just a us thing, but we believe you're communicating with women this way too.
Right. It ain't just
Yeah,
us.
and
This is how you communicate. And also,
your assumption.
welcome to the show. Good day, Supreme Goddess, PhD Diva. I see your melanin growing from all sides of the dimension, my queen. I receive you.
Cut it out. What y'all broke asses up here talking about?
Hey.
That's easy. We trying to explain why we broke to women and why they
Yeah.
should be more patient with us and not leave us because we broke.
Well,
No,
the
I
thing
was
is,
telling
E,
Yeah,
I
we're all
think
them
broke
they
up
that
here.
shouldn't
you
submit to broke
are.
men
I
like
didn't
me.
Yeah,
ask
we
That's
all
you
what we
broke
were
up here.
talking
anything,
about.
ARF. I didn't ask you anything. So the thing
Yeah.
is, E,
Anyway, you need
because
to
I
learn how to
did
submit, woman.
hear that you. I heard what you said, a little of
Hey
what you
man,
said,
no
E.
arguing.
But the thing is, you're speaking from a position where most men aren't, right? So if you're telling your wife, "Oh, well, we're not gonna really have no discretionary cash because we got some investments coming up," most men aren't even able to tell their wives that they ain't got no discretionary cash because they live paycheck to paycheck, and you know what I'm saying. They just don't have the money. The ends ain't quite meeting. They gotta stretch to get them to meet. So that's very different than just we ain't got really the money to do some certain things. I did
And
not
we ain't
hear
gonna never have it. I think that's important.
right dealing with these dudes' brains, but I was curious about what Ambassador was saying. Like, did you say that your wife was being influenced by a woman until she asked her about whether or not she owned the condo, and then the lady said no? Is that what you were saying?
Um, yeah, I wouldn't say she was being influenced per se, but she just came and kind of talked about it. And, just because I'm aware of the pressures that other women can put on each other, I'm just like, well, just ask her a clarifying question. Because you present it to me as if she's our age and she owns a condo. I'm like, hey, well, just ask her a clarifying question. And
Okay.
her presentation was off. She didn't own it. She leased it, but she presented it as if, just getting a little extra points. That's all.
Okay, so now that's fine. But what if it had been the case that your wife had bumped into me and was talking to me? And so when she came back for that clarifying information and asked, "Oh, well, do you own the condo?" And I said, "Yeah, I own that one, and I own the three across the hall too." Then what?
I wouldn't. I'd say that's good for her.
Okay, but
That's
I'm
good.
not really
Ask her
understanding.
how she did it. Just ask. Just investigate. Ask.
Right, but I guess I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose of all of this investigation and asking what this other woman got going on. What's the purpose of that?
So that you put it in proper framing, right? So if I'm someone, so I'm not comparing myself to a situation like they may have inherited it, they may have gotten this, they may have gotten that, or maybe they got it from the mud. Ask them how they did it, how many hours it took. Just as you're framing it properly, so you don't leave the conversation feeling as if you're inadequate. Get an
But
idea of what she did and how much effort she put in, and
so hold on, you
would
got
you
the
want to do
frame.
that?
I'm trying to
Yeah.
understand because you got the frame. The other woman's doing
Mhm.
better than your wife. What's next?
That is not what was going on. Oh, you mean talking about with PhD?
Yeah, with
Right. So I'm
PhD
just
was
any woman, like, right. So I was wondering what the difference was, or what the make or break was between, oh well, she doesn't own the condo, and let's say she did and she owns several more. Eh, I guess I'm trying to
Well,
understand the dynamic between you and your wife, right? That your
between
wife
my
would come, and yeah, you and your wife,
yeah, go
that
ahead.
your
All right,
wife
all right.
would come and talk to you about a conversation she had with another woman. Now, clearly, your wife was expressing some type of displeasure with the fact that, hey, this woman over here own her condo and we renting, right? And so then you said, well, go investigate more and figure out, what exactly she got going on. And so then your wife goes and talks to her, and oh, okay, she leasing it. And then she comes back, oh, she leasing it. See? But I just don't even understand how what some strange woman has going on in her own personal life and finances, why that would even make it into a conversation in your household. So what I'm saying is you focus on what the other woman do or do not have going on. What I'm telling you, I would suggest you need to focus on your wife, right? Is she evaluating herself or getting herself, like, is she keeping up with the Joneses? Is that what she got going on? Or like, what is going on to where whether or not this woman owns her condo was even a topic of discussion?
Now,
Does that
now
make
you're
sense?
talking about my personal situation. So no, we don't do a lot of envying in our house. So
Well,
she
then how
wasn't
did that
bringing
make
it
it
up
back
like
to you?
that.
Okay,
She
well, then
wasn't
why did she
bringing it
need to
up.
go back? Okay, well, why did she
I
need to
mean, if
go
you're
back and
married, come on,
investigate
PhD.
and
But what are we?
find out if the lady owns the place? If she's not doing any comparison, then what? It doesn't matter,
Married
right?
people pillow
Whether or
talk,
not
PhD.
the no,
We
no,
pillow
no. But
talk.
it went beyond pillow talk when you sent her back out to investigate and figure out whether or not the lady actually owns it and how she did it. If she do, right? That's different. That's not just a passing
It's not
conversation. Okay, we
Let
gonna
them have
deny
the
PH.
that
It's
person
that
not.
answer.
what
It's
I'm
nothing
telling you,
more.
I see and exist,
I'm
don't
gonna bring
exist,
you in
and
there,
so I'm
Paul.
gonna let you go ahead and pretend like it don't exist. But okay,
No, PH. I mean, you're talking about, like, why was it so big for it to come back to me? I mean, I hear a lot of stuff that come back to me. I hear people's marriages. I hear
hmm
what people ate. I hear what people how they said things, whether they said things, whether they said it or not.
right,
I hear all
right.
that. So it's kind of like I get what
Okay,
you're
and so now
saying, but
tell us
in
the
these
no, no, no. So now
conversations, it's
tell us
not
the
that
last
big a
time
deal.
you told your wife to go back and investigate somebody's marriage or how somebody said something. When was the
Oh, I
last?
do it
Do
all the
you
time,
always
man.
tell?
The last
Okay,
time,
so she tell you, she
let me
come and
think.
tell you about somebody's marriage, and you go back and say, no, go find out if he actually was cheating on her, if she actually was cheating on him, or go find out if you see what I'm saying. Now we
Yeah,
getting
I can.
into the
No,
realm
I'm
of
cool.
this don't even make sense, right?
I'm
Because
cool.
most
Yeah, I'll tell
husbands
you.
aren't gonna tell the wife if she come and say, "Oh, so and so, I overheard a phone call between her and her husband. It sounds like they having some issues." Most husbands ain't gonna say, "Oh, okay, well, go talk to her and find out what the issue is." You get what? Right?
I
In the
know,
same way that
but
you
PH,
told
you're
her to go and investigate with the lady and find out if she actually owns her condo.
yeah,
So
but
that's
PH,
what's so
that's my
amazing.
complaint. I'm trying to. Can I talk to her? I mean, that she wants me to give her an example. Oh man, I did that. What did I do recently?
yeah,
Dang, because
Sharon, wait your turn.
now you threw me off. Okay, we had someone who's calling, talking about what you guys talking about, being broke, right? Well, we don't have enough money to go out and do things, right? I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good. Your typical husband answers, and I'm like, you know what? Why don't you strike up a general conversation, just talking about how much your credit card bills are, right? And see what comes out of that conversation. Man, she didn't jacked up some credit cards and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, she really starts spilling it now, hubby. Like, yeah, it's this and it's that and it's this. Oh, okay.
So y'all
I
spend a lot
thought
of
that's what was
time.
going on.
Okay, so y'all spend a lot of time talking about other folks' finances.
Well, I mean, if you, I mean, when you married, any husband to tell you that you're going to hear a bunch of stuff. You're going to hear about people's relationships. You're going to hear about what people have to say to your wife. I mean, this is an abnormal conversation for husbands. I mean,
No, no,
they're going to hear it.
Tell somebody to go and find out and tell them about your credit card bill so you can find out what's going on with their credit cards. Because
Now,
I
me,
can honestly tell you, I've never had a
I,
conversation like
I,
that with a person. Never.
I'll tell you, PH, I'm nosy. All right. I'm nosy. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, I'll wear that. All right. So most men
Okay,
are
so
not going to respond saying
yeah, well,
that, but they
all
have
right,
heard it.
it's
They've
a
heard
very
it.
Okay,
important
sir,
all right.
thing.
So hold on. So I
you
want to say this. I want to jump in real quick, so before we can get everybody, and I think PZ proved the point, by the way. And so if my wife was to come to me and say, "Damn, my co-worker at that," we're not talking about a close friend or anything like that. We talking about my co-worker came to her and said,
Mhm.
"Damn, my co-worker, she owned this beautiful house and such and such and such." I would say, "God damn, I must be doing horrible, babe. I gotta do better. I gotta get some more money. If she could afford that kind of house and we don't got that same type of situation, I want you to be in the best, and I'm gonna see what I could do to make that happen." That's how I will look at it. I would not look at it and say, "Well, maybe you need to go find out if she got some credit card debt or she got it. Maybe she got it some
Hey,
dishonest way because
I say it. I say it all the time. So I do husbandry different, man. Like, sure, you can say that. Yeah, I need to step it up. But shoot, I think it's fun. Like, what? She's out there saying all that. Well, what else was she got? Let's just figure that out. What else was she got? You know, like to me, we just go about it differently. I mean,
I know,
if you want to put that on your back, go ahead. I'm not.
but that's what I'm
You
saying.
know,
But the really
go ahead.
I
important, or hold on,
engage.
your
All right, so
wife.
we'll go to Eat Man and then we go AFR.
And I just want to make sure I heard it correctly. Maybe I'm the only one heard it. You said she, with her telling your wife this condo story, your wife felt inadequate. Like that mean that she
No,
felt. See, it's not about
no,
just having pillow talk.
you did say
It,
that.
no,
that's
I
what I'm saying.
didn't.
It said that she felt like she didn't have enough because of this woman, and I think that's the part that we're trying to understand.
Okay, then, and I keep trying to explain it. My wife herself, you say you want to get in my business now. So everyone in ambassador's business. All right. In our business that you're inquiring about, no. All right. This is just typical nosy conversation. But when you're dealing with other husbands who are getting that pressure on, you know, it may be helpful for you to investigate.
Sir, your wife brought you that back because she wants you to earn more money so y'all can buy a place and
Hey,
stop renting.
you tell me what my wife thinks. All right. I've been with her
Yeah,
since
I'm
I was
telling you, that's why
14.
she
You
came
know,
back with that
I'm
old
18
story.
years with this person,
Uh-huh.
PH. You think you got it?
Right.
Hey, go
Yeah,
on,
I
tell it. You
got it.
right,
I'm
PH.
telling you,
I
absolutely. That's why she
concede
brought it back to
I
you.
concede to the matriarch vaginal vessel. You're right.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
The supreme vaginal vessel. I'm telling you. And you know it too, which is why you sent her back out to investigate, right? To find out what the
I'm
lady really did or did not have going on. And when she came back and said, "Oh, she leased that," see, I told you, we right where
hey,
we need to be,
I'm
baby.
eight
You
I
just
told you
sitting with
everybody
me
broke.
PH.
50 more
Everybody
years
broke.
I
and one day,
PH.
right?
You over here
Can you pass it
plebisciting
on to
about
Eda
my
Man?
wife. Hey, I'm 18 years in at the age of 32. All right.
And all
All
I
right, come
needed was
on, dude. I'm
5
not.
minutes to
I
know
get what you're
exactly what
saying.
you
Go
had going
ahead. You
on.
know,
18 years and you still lost 5 minutes,
I
and I
think
was able
you
to
thinking
point
you
right
know
to it.
says more about you than me. All right.
I do know. You told us, right? And this ain't nothing I had to
I
make
think
up. You literally
I
sat up
think
here
you
and told us.
thinking you know is
You
more
told
with
us
you
the
than me.
lady.
Okay.
You told us your wife talked to the lady. You told us your wife came back feeling inadequate. You told us you had to send your wife back to investigate, right? You told us when she came back and realized, oh, well, the lady was only, she leasing just like we are.
These
Then it was all to the
these are
good.
your
This is what you said, sir. I'm reiterating what you said. That's all I'm doing.
I
I
never
didn't
heard
add
the
no
inadequate
sauce
part.
if
on
that's
I
it.
what
never
you
heard that.
if that's what you
Okay,
got
well,
out of
then you
that,
don't
look,
listen
what
well because he did mention her feeling
no.
inadequate.
That's what I'm saying.
You said
Your
that. You said the
worldview
word
is your
inadequate.
worldview, PH.
Right. No,
I don't
and this
accept
ain't
it.
got
Your
nothing to do
worldview is your
with my
worldview. I don't
worldview when
accept
I'm
it.
using your words, sir. It ain't my worldview when it's your words I'm repeating. Nevertheless,
Ed,
the thing is, okay, so I was
Hey,
you're
hold
not
wondering
on,
about
using my
PH.
words
Can
in
Eda Man
context.
get
Now
in there?
the
I can
Because
use words all I
masculine
can get
hold
all
and
on.
Alice in
feminine.
Wonderland.
Right, that's wonderful. So the masculine and feminine
Hey, PhD
responds
diva, like,
to what
can you let either man get in there?
a
Because
man
y'all
need
been going back
to
and forth for like
a
5, 10 minutes.
man needing to earn more money. Is this your show, or are you an unwanted guest?
I mean, you act like it's your freaking
Oh, okay.
show. You're one of the
Okay.
people that get to
You're
act
an
like it's your
unwanted
freaking show.
guest. You're an unwanted guest. And if you don't
Actually,
shut the
I'm
fuck up,
actually a
No. She's not
semi-honored
acting.
guest
It
on
is her
here.
show,
I
man.
pay my way.
Hey,
What
hey,
about
don't cut
you,
her off,
loud
man.
one?
Don't.
you're unwanted by me. And if you keep talking, I'm
She
gonna
don't
solve
have to
my
pay
own
her way,
problem.
man. Chill out.
I'm
Chill
a
out.
I'm a
Let her
problem
be.
solver
Let her be
at
her
heart.
thing.
That was
Let her do her
crazy.
thing, man.
That was
So yeah, go
crazy.
out and earn more money, gentlemen. There's nothing wrong with going out and earning more money.
That's
Let her do her
that
thing,
And
FAMU
man.
bullshit, man. That's what they teach y'all down there at FAMU.
Yeah.
How to get smart in
absolutely,
the money.
go get it. Go get it.
Go ahead, AFR. I'll go after you.
All right. Hey.
Thank you. I'll be quick. I'll be as quick as possible. Listen, the biggest, like, sh- what he said about his wife, which, by the way, you messed up, Ambassador, by agreeing, saying I'm like super nosy and all that, because that vindicated the BS she was saying. Because overall, I understand where you were coming from. You were literally just like any, like, human beings do this. We interact with other people, whether they're other married couples or other people doing well or whatever, and you see something cool, maybe it's a big ticket item, and you go back home, whether it's a man or woman, and you start talking about it. You're like, hey, that car, that house, that this boat, this thing, this whatever seems pretty cool. And then you have the conversation with each other. Can you financially swing it? That's literally all that is, man. Like, we're making it into some, not we, but certain people are making it into some, your husband's a weirdo, or this is some gender thing or whatever. It's literally
Yeah.
people out in the world seeing something cool and wanting to see if they can do that same thing. That's literally it.
Yeah,
I
well,
agree with you.
well,
Saying I was nosy is not helpful, but I agree with that. But
I know.
sometimes I concede to the matriarchs, man. I just let it be
Well,
what it is.
I think, and then let's move this from ambassador, right? But when I hear men have conversations like this, it's usually a lack of vision, right? Because so I think that men need to sit down with their wives, their kids, and they need to do vision night. They need to draw out what 2026 look for. If they're gonna get houses, if they're gonna get cars, if they're gonna get all these things. And then when other outside people say what they're doing, my wife don't ask me questions because she know what that year looked like. It don't look like a condo. It looked like us getting vacation in Hawaii or whatever it is. So I think it's really important for men to cast a vision, let the women know what's going on, tell them exactly what you say you're gonna do, and then do it. Then you don't have to compare yourself and keep up with the Jones with anybody else.
Who is that? Edelman?
That's
I agree.
excellent.
Is that you?
I agree.
I agree with that 100%. That's the whole spirit of asking. It's like maybe whatever process they doing, we may be able to implement that. Don't just come with the narrative. I want to know some processes. Bring back, how they've done it, so we can look at the chart and say, hey, we may be able to actually implement that.
I got it. Yeah, he's
So,
saying sometimes
thank you
their
for putting it
vision
there.
might be better than your vision, so you want the more details so you can do the
Well,
best thing for your family.
but the thing
no,
is,
What about to be a situation? Hey, hey, hey.
Sometimes it's slow on the draw, Steve. It wasn't me.
oh no, it's all good. At the Verbal Assassin, FAFO, $5. That's what all the women hear from AR. I'll be as quick as possible. But the thing with vision, so vision isn't like somewhere that you get in a year, right? And so usually there's a long term vision, and then we have short, more immediate goals, short term goals to get to that larger vision. But honestly, and I think we hear a lot of stuff on these panels about like vision and purpose and blah blah blah. But most people, and I'm gonna say most men, aren't, that's not the life they living, right? They getting up, most people getting up, going to work, trying to make it through the day, come home, take care of whatever you got to take care of, go to bed, get up the next day and do it all over again. um
mhm.
and so in terms
Oh,
of leadership, honestly, I think a lot of times women have more of a vision than men do, right? Uh, and so that's just something that I think before you even get into a permanent relationship with someone, y'all should have agreed on the vision. In the video that y'all were reviewing earlier, what's the guy's name? I think it was True Table, the guy with the funny voice, was talking about the strategy and where we want to get to as a community. But that's like step number one. We got to figure out what we want the end state of the community to look like. What do we want this community to be? What's the vision for it, right? Because if we have a community, a black community, okay, then where do Savage and his white woman fit into that, right? What's up, Savage? But you know what I'm saying? So that's a very pertinent, question. And so we got to figure out what we want the end state of this community to look like. Do we want it to look like the United Colors of Benetton, or do we want it to be a black community, and everybody who got something a little different going on from that, got to be in a community nearby, right? So yeah, I just think, vision. Maybe if we talk more about it, more men will have one.
Leave
Okay,
about.
Sharon, I gotta go. Sharon, it's been great. I gotta go. I can't listen to any more of this anymore.
Good, because I was gonna
Yeah, y'all.
drop
So
you.
yeah, I know. Well, it doesn't matter. Y'all can have this matriarchal slop that's gonna be coming and foaming out the mouth. So have fun. I'll see you again, Sharon. Shout out to Eda Man. Shout out to Reese. Shout out to Savage. Fuck you, Taz. Shout out to Ambassador. Um, PH Diva. Daddy exposed how ugly you are. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Your husband will never love you. So have a
And you
nice night.
still broken, ugly, and old, and still an incel. So what are we talking about, honey?
See what I'm
Right.
saying? Everybody know you.
Well,
Now, a couple of years ago, he was talking about going over to Africa to get a woman. I guess his pockets ain't got fat enough to take him over there to get one.
The one thing
I
I
want to add
dislike
on what
about
PH is saying.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's not really talking about a woman's perspective. Her saying, "Hey, go make enough money to provide for your family." I heard men say it, but since it's coming from a woman's mouth, now it got to be a woman talking point. So I get it's hard. Y'all are not used to dealing with educated women like PhD Diva, but at least quote it correctly. She's talking.
Right, and that's why that's such a great, and that's why I was trying to get the reason how we even got here is because they keep saying that I have a female perspective. And I'm saying, point it out. Where is the female perspective? And every time they point out a perspective, I show them that it doesn't have anything to do with a female perspective. I'm actually talking from a man's perspective of us getting better, getting more money, getting healthier. All the things I'm talking about is not even remotely close to any female perspective, but they are stuck in a feelings, and a feelings is leading them to thinking that I'm doing something because it's about them being accountable, about men being accountable for their actions. It's crazy.
I think it's just because you
tell
tried
me
to.
about your masculine perspective of Sharon. Go ahead.
Did you call somebody else out, or it's just
No,
open?
you can have it. I was just teasing my brother. That's all. Go ahead, Ambassador.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, first, I loved where Eda put it, because I think it fits with this thing of vision. Like, vision is not like this abstract thing. Well, at least I don't think it is. You keep on just getting information, getting ideas of people's process, getting how much effort does it take? And then you just come bring it back to your house. Can we actually do that? Is that a task that you may be able to put on 2 hours a day? Is that a task I may be able to labor and do on 2 hours a day? Like, then it starts to, it's like Tetris. You get enough processes, you get enough understanding of what is actually working. You got people around you is actually working. Eventually, you will have that aha moment, and the Tetris piece is going to fall. Like, you know what? I think we can actually fit this in. And then there goes that extra 10, 20,000, 30,000 we're talking about. So
What's up? But Ambassador, let me tell you why dudes don't talk about vision in their relationship. Because time exposed them. If I told my wife that I'm going to retire you from your job in the next 3 years. 3 years come and she's still working. Now it makes me into a liar, right? The vision don't have any value. If I tell my wife, hey, check this out. I want you to, I took a globe and say, I want you to point anywhere on this globe. I'm taking you for my honeymoon. If I end up taking her to Krispy Kreme's for our honeymoon, it's now what I'm doing is I'm lying. So vision actually hold men accountable. It make them be accountable for the words they are saying. So a lot of guys just say, hey, let's just live in the moment because they don't want to be accountable to their own words. So that's why I very say, you say it, then you go out here and show her. Because my wife don't question, Ambassador, my vision, because I have proved it time over time over time for 7 years straight. So
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Because that's why I pushed back a little bit when she was saying that. Because I'm in that same situation where my results have proven time and time and time again. So it's like, yeah, I get the perspective, but maybe with a no good sucker, maybe that fit there. But I agree
like what you
with.
did there. I like what you did there.
I think it's sometimes when you're sharing the dream and you're putting it this pie in the sky. I agree with you. It will look like, well, you said this so many years ago. And I agree, you're kind of muddying it up. That's why when I go in these conversations, especially with husbands, is you just focus on the processes, get them on board with the process. Okay. And
nah,
then it's like,
I
oh,
don't dream.
snap,
I
when you
have
get five.
vision. That's important. I don't dream because a dream is a goal without a plan. I'm not telling my wife a dream. I'm telling my wife actual goals that we can measure in real time. Hey, this year we're gonna save $50,000. I plan on doing X, and I started going backwards. Every month we're gonna save this amount. Every week we're gonna save this. These are the moves that we're gonna have. Like, we need to stop dreaming. We've been dreaming too long, and we need to start moving to a vision and goal because it can be measured.
Hey, look, and also I want to bring this in, right?
Yeah.
So, like, for example, like, and I'm used to dealing with women that's about a vision as well, right? So, like, for example, I said, hey, babe, I'm tired of this fucking cold shit. Like, I've been raised and born in this goddamn state. I get it, but I'm tired of this cold shit. You know what she did the very next day, Diva? Every hot place in the world, she was like, hey, we could go here and enjoy the heat. We could go to this one and enjoy it. We could live here. We got cousins over this side. We got a sister over here. Or we could leave the country if you want to do that route. These are the countries that we could rock with. This is how much these houses cost. I got a friend that's doing this. They could get us in a. She already started saying, like, hey, shit, I don't like the cold neither. Let's go. These are our options. You let us know what we're gonna do. So women absolutely provide help for that vision as well. We got to stop as soon as we come up with an idea or vision, that our women just sit back and say, whatever you want to do, honey. Like, we didn't choose a productive and positive woman in our life in the first place. It's insane. They
Well,
are
you got a
part of it.
productive. You have a proactive woman, because that reminds me, with my wife, she'll do stuff like that. But that's when we kind of, that's where we differ, Sharon. Because I
we
can't
don't differ.
immediately
Like,
throw. We differ there, baby, because I can't
Hold on.
allow you to say,
Ambassador. It's a
Oh,
very
go ahead,
important
go ahead.
because it's important that because majority of men are not highlighting those things about the greatness of their woman. That is an issue.
Finally, you said something that means something good. Lord, I love it, Sharon.
I agree with it's just a little misandric tinge. You can put a little misandrous whipped cream on the top of it. I was like, I like mine with no whipped cream, man. But for the most part,
brag on your
I get
woman. Tell us why your woman's so great.
Why wouldn't you want to treat your woman like gold? Like, why would you pick her if you're not
we'll
going to
be
treat
here
her like
all day, man.
Yeah, well, brag on her.
You don't want me to get on the hill.
Brag on her. Tell me why she's so special.
Well, I just tell you what the women around her tell her, a symbol of peace. The people around her, it's order. Okay. Some reason when she walks in the room, all that cattiness and all that stuff calms down. All right. Uh-oh. She's Miss Ambassador here. Uh-oh.
You'd heard me say some shit like that. Bro. So, hey, just start over, but just start over.
That's some concerning stuff. Start over. I don't know what you expect me to say. I'm telling the truth of like where she gets respect from the women, from her job, from the people who call her and all this stuff. That being an
So
anchor of
what
peace
respect she
and,
get
and
from you
order.
is the, hold on, ambassador.
Oh, you're
First of
talking
all,
about me? Why? What? Y'all want me to sing y'all my love song? All right, y'all are a little bit. This is getting a little bit saucy in here, man.
I got you, brother.
It's getting a little saucy in here. Next
Man,
thing you know, you want
Sharon.
me to take my shirt off and get on camera and hit you with a D'Angelo soon. That's the next thing y'all
Hey,
men's want to see.
hey, Sharon.
Want to
Sharon.
hear me hit that C note, nigga.
Man, Sharon, I'm so thankful I found my wife. My whole life I didn't speak proper English. And I was like, man, my kids gonna talk like me, Sharon. But this woman is highly educated woman, man. She speak like even I'm telling you, she articulate her words so well that my next generation gonna speak such good English. And let me tell you, I love that. I can go a whole day without thinking about my kids. I know that my kids are good. And then every time I come home, my kids are being educated, speaking new languages. I'm telling you, like this is literally the woman of my dreams, Sharon. I'm telling you, like when I was thinking of a woman, I think God really built this woman for me. So I'm so happy, and that's why I'm happily married. I'm not here complaining about marriage. That's why it's so hard for me to see other people reality about women. Because I was like, bro, you can find your other rib. You can find a woman that makes you feel all good inside. Like so, that's the point is, man. I think everybody need a wife like my wife, Sharon. I'm dead serious, man.
Man,
That's
you
what's gonna
want
educate the next generation. So PhD can't talk about the next generation. She ain't gonna have nothing to say, man. I'm telling you, that's a great woman. Dang, she's so good. Matter of fact, I'm about to call her right now and tell her I'm about to come back. That's why she going to the Dave Chappelle show. She getting flow seats. Tuesday, I'm making sure she sit in the front. She go fit in the front. And I said, baby, have it your way, man. Dang. And then can you believe that my wife done had 4 kids and she still got that Coca-Cola bottle? I'm like, man, this must be this must be a fairy tale. And then look at me, Sharon. I pulled her. I must be good at sales once she looks so good.
talking
I feel
your
like I need to
talk.
smoke a cigarette after that.
Tell us about yours, Savage.
Uh-oh. You heard
I
that,
know that
Savage?
would
Man,
be.
you
What,
been
what,
over
what,
my
what do
shoulder,
you want to
man. I
talk
don't
about?
What?
She right here standing over my shoulder, man.
Leave my alone.
She literally just walked in like 2 minutes ago. I was geeked for my third a couple seconds ago. Now she right here. It's like
She said, don't you mess it up, nigga. That's what she
don't know what
said.
you
You better not
don't
pull
know
the
what
bastard. I'm telling you, I'm gonna turn this house up.
when you came in, the question was, what was it? Say something good about your wife, wasn't it? So
Yes.
he was talking, right? And I was kind of getting mine together. Then you walked in here and you stayed.
So I mean, you should be fine though.
No, I don't
know that.
want you in here though.
Why?
Because I don't go out.
Well, give me some money.
Yeah. I feel a little something about the men over here being in a vulnerable position, and there's a vaginal vessel just sitting here. I don't think my wife would like this situation here.
If
Men's
my
are getting
wife had a
vulnerable
problem with
right
me
now.
talking like that's the thing is like if we could talk about people online, why we can't talk about the person that you listen, I woke up like you know that song that Beyonce made, Sharon, that said I woke up like this. My wife wake up gorgeous. Like I'm not like ugh, turn the other way. I'm like, dang, like I mean hair, like I'm telling you, man. Dang, I think I'm lucky. I used to think that I was just good. Maybe I was lucky. When I hear these stories online, they talk about they women complaining and all that. Like, even when we was broke, she served me. I remember when my wife had a job, Sharon, she would drive all the way 2 hours, come back in, cook, and iron my clothes. Man, I'm telling you, like, everybody say, well, she don't do nothing. She did enough. My wife done did enough in the first part of our relationship. Go ahead, Taz.
Let me
Hey,
see if I try to sneak
Peter
back
Man.
in.
Somebody next.
Hold on, hold on. We talk to the men that have wives first, Reese. Hold on.
Oh, really?
Go ahead,
So
Taz.
I think something that's underrated that she does, and she just literally did it. She's able to anticipate my needs, almost like she's thinking for me. And it's rather unfortunate that I can't match that. You know what I'm saying? Like I try, but it's just like her. She just has an incredible ability to know what it is that I'm thinking, what I need, what I want before I need it or want it. And so, I mean, a lot of times I think it's undervalued how the person that you're looking for has to be match you with compatibility. And so I don't think that it diminishes my love for her that I can't meet her at that ability to, because like I say, even just coming in here and knowing what I need right now, boom, it's right here. Bring me a drink, just out the blue. I don't think about that when she lies. And it's not in disrespect. It's not no, you know what I'm saying? I don't think about her enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one make sure the drink's here. But when it comes down to it, in these moments where I ain't thinking about you, I'm just lying, and she brings me a drink. You know what I'm saying? That's just that level of anticipating my needs. It's underrated. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think you can really put that shit into words. How it makes you feel as a man to know somebody cares that much to where you ain't even thinking about it. But now that you brought it, you're right. I am thirsty.
Right.
I didn't even know I was thirsty till you brought the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I would say. And I think again, it's kind of undervalued for a single man that wouldn't just have the ability to sit back and say, "Damn, she got my back," regardless. Because, and I know that based on the level of thought she has to be putting into me, and I can only hope she knows that I put the same into her, but it ain't displayed like this. I ain't doing this. Some of the things that she do, I can't match it.
In Taz, you can't buy that. You can buy laundry surgery, you can buy food, but you can't buy what Taz is explaining. Go ahead, Sharon.
And I wanted to confirm that as well. Like it's all these different levels of things that happen, right? That's just one of the levels that he wanted to mention because it happened in real time. So that's what made him like, hey, I could talk about that right now, right? And also the same thing happens with me. Like when I got my food, she see me getting a little antsy. She see my attitude. Oh, my baby hungry. She put the food there. You know what? You're right. And now I'm back to laughing and giggling all over again. I ain't even asked for no food. I didn't even know I was hungry. She know I'm hungry. She hear the afflictions in my voice. She see veins, whatever it is that she noticed about her husband. She's like, oh, it must be lunchtime for him. You know, those are things that for some reason a lot of these married men in these spaces do not just want to just be honest about how much you value your wife or your girlfriend or whatever you want to call it, partner, whatever it is that they call it these days, besides a wife. You can't really measure it with money.
Yes.
That companionship, you can't actually measure it.
It's funny you say that because Sharon, I pray that my wife is more valuable to me than monetary value.
Right.
Because I get like even the food, like the food that we eat. I can go to a restaurant, but I can tell how much love, how much sweat, how much energy put into that food for me that it tastes better to me. And I might be delusional, but I'm like, man, baby, like you know exactly how much salt I like on my fried chicken. Like, and then I see her change her cooking. Like, I'll tell you, my wife, she cooked one way, and then she said, no, my man like to eat this way. My man don't eat pork, so nobody in the house eating pork. Like it was like all these things.
Hey, man, yesterday my wife made some vegan goddamn sushi. The whole everything wrapped it up in it. Look, I was like, babe, what is this? She said, no, it's still our diet. I know what it looked like, but that's still our diet. Oh, okay. I tore it up.
Well, my wife pressing me to barbecue, so y'all lucky. You know what I'm saying? My wife been pressing me to barbecue the last couple of days. So, yeah, I'm saying
you
I'm
better
to
get
get
your
out
open toe sandals and barbecue.
Yo, you said your wife made vegan sushi?
You feed that matriarch with honor, man. You feed her. Feed her.
Right. She bringing you unsolicited drinks and she got to ask you several days to go barbecue. Because she could show up with the drink before you even know. She thirsty.
Hey, sugar,
my heart, brother.
and sugar bomb, absolutely. My wife said if it's important to him not to eat pork, she gave up pork. The whole house stopped eating pork. Like people don't understand what that means to a man. That she says, you know what's important to him is now important to me. Man, you can't buy this stuff, man. I'm telling y'all.
Well, honestly, I mean, I applaud all of it, but it sounds like, except Ambassador, y'all are praising the women for what they do. I think now they refer to that as being a wife recliner. Now, Ambassador wife recliner. Ambassador did talk about like the characteristics of the lady, right, and how she's able to how other people even respond to her. But yeah, I'm hearing a lot of, oh, well, she do this, that, and the third for me. And even if I don't do it for her, I don't know.
Well, that's my love language. It's
No,
okay,
thank you,
PhD.
PH. You see how they came in my love story and everything. PH,
Yeah,
thank
what up,
you.
brother?
I'm
What I
talking
said was,
about the calmness. She demands order
yeah,
in a room. The
Yeah, I ain't
I
light.
worried about all
And
that. I'm
y'all over here
selfish. I'm
changing my
telling you what
stuff.
she do for me. I get what PhD, what
Uh,
she do, how she make me happy. I get what he said about the other people in the room. That
Hey, look,
stuff happened too, but I don't care
hey,
about
look,
that.
hey, either man,
I definitely
look
said
at
anticipation, though.
hey, look at
That's
Verb Assassin just out here telling stories. She would absolutely give up all that bacon. That's it.
Yes,
That
she will.
bacon just
Listen,
gone out the refrigerator.
listen, she would give away bacon. She'll change her religion for the right man. These women will do a lot. And a lot of dudes just gotta look in the mirror and say he ain't him. That's
That's
why
it.
she ain't willing to change. That's the truth.
That's the ball right there. That's the truth. Hey, look, one day I was like, hey, babe, I'm not eating meat no more. She threw out everything, milk, everything. She's like, all right, that's what we doing. That's what happened.
this is why we
It
different
is what it
husbands,
is.
man.
I'm not eating
Why
this
we
shit
different.
anymore. She's like, do I gotta do it? I was like, you don't have to. This is just I just feel like his meat is done. I don't want to do it no more. She's like, well, all right, this is what
And
we doing
Sharon,
then.
And Sharon,
Shout
I
out
would
to her.
say this important too. It feels so good as a man to know that my daughters have an example. They see somebody who dressed modest, who moves like the women that I want them to be in life. So like I'm just that's another thing about how she carry herself. It's like, dang, if my daughters, and most men can't say that, if my daughters became a woman just like my wife, I would be happy. Most dudes can't say that about their baby, that my mamas.
Mm.
Let me also bring another man that has a wife. Say something nice and beautiful about your wife, sir. Go ahead, unlikely. Good day, sir. How
Yeah,
you
man.
doing?
I had to come up here because y'all was showing love to the wives, man. You know, my wife, bro. Because of her, man, I've been able to completely transform my body. You know what I'm saying? January 29th, she was like, listen, I want you to get in shape because I want you to be that strong looking man. And you know what I did? Without her, I probably would have never did it. You know what I'm saying? Without her, I would have been like, probably would have started playing a video game or doing something else. But now, I'm out here in Miami. I get the flex. You feel me? I get to show. You know what I'm saying? I'm her creation. So at this point, and shout out to all the wives, man. My wife, just yesterday, bro, she cooked 20 burritos for breakfast for me. Made them from scratch and shit. I'm waking up like. She like, look, babe, and every day she waking me up with some on my birthday. On my
Burrito,
birthday that just
20 burritos.
yeah,
That's a lot. I'm thinking the same thing. 20?
like for the week though, for the week. I know, right?
Okay.
It's
She
crazy,
meal
right?
prep. Y'all gotta catch up, man. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Lee.
Yeah,
I
real
called
quick.
you.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
meal prep.
they thought I ate 20 burritos.
Hey,
Yo,
Sharon.
but yeah, man, oh man, women, man. As men, we so blessed to have women around us. Even just PhD diva, I
That's
think I
right.
think
That's
I
right.
think I think we all need to just show respect to these women, even though they be driving us crazy sometimes. I know all of us who got wives, we can talk about it, drive us crazy, but at the end of the day, man, the blessings we get from women outweighs the negative. So shout out to all the wives. Shout out to my wife. I love you, baby.
Hey,
That's
Sharon.
hey, Sharon.
I be
Hold
man.
on.
Sharon.
All right, I gotta
Sharon,
start
Hold on.
working
Hold on.
out.
Savage didn't get a chance yet. Go ahead, Savage. I got you. Don't Reed. You
I
ain't got no wife.
definitely
Hold on. Go ahead, Savage.
listen. I might have one soon. You never know. Here's the thing. I am so happy that you are that we're talking about this because a lot of people have the panels. We don't even get a chance to express how we feel about our woman. That's what's up. You're warming my heart right now. You know what I mean? Because these are the conversations I like to have, like some progressive shit. So what I want to say about my woman is that she's stopping from being the savage that I am, which I said before on this panel. You know what I mean? Because I've experienced so many different relationships that I go like the whole relationship I didn't trust, caution, and I'm like, damn, I gotta get out of this one. So it's in and out, in and out. She's the first one really who's making me feel like, all right, finally I could settle down and have a relationship. You know what I mean? When I'm not even looking for the love, she's showing me the love. When I'm hungry, she can tell. You know what I mean? She asks me, well, she actually makes me feel like I'm that, I'm who I am and who I know I am. You know what I mean? instead of me just knowing who I am around a bunch of people and don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I sit back and I can't wait to have her in my presence. And that's what feels good. You know what I mean? Because I don't have that. I never had that. That's why the name is Jim Savage, because I live my life that way. And all I was looking for was a female to make me feel like I could calm down, chill out, and love again. You understand? So that's what I'm gonna say about her. Thank you. And she's right here. My white woman is right here.
Hey, talk your shit, bro.
And it's not even about, you know what I mean? It's not even about no color jump. It's a
Yeah.
woman. She's a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I don't
Yes,
care
sir.
where it is.
Shout out to that.
Shout out to that, man.
And shout out to you for understanding PhD with real tone, because a lot of men get offended so quick whenever PhD would talk, and she is hilarious. I don't know how they don't understand how funny PhD really is. Oh my God, I be dying laughing. Y'all be tripping. So they asked in the chat, what do we do for our wives? For me, I would say personally, not enough. I feel like I still need a lot more to do. Not enough. I think that's just a burden that a lot of men tend to have, because we tend to look at the things that we are not doing a lot, because we always want to try to progress, especially to the people that is doing great. Same thing with my children. I feel like I don't do enough for my children, even though it's probably 100 times more than what I ever got from, a lifetime. But that's what I would say. So it's very difficult for me to think in the productive side of that conversation, because I want to do so much more, in my opinion. So
I have a suggestion.
I
have a suggestion. So this is solution-based gang, right?
Group.
Right. So do me a favor. Get all of these happy motherfuckers off the panel, all these married niggas and all that, and bring some miserable people up. Because they ain't doing nothing but bragging about how joyful and lovely everything is. I'm miserable as shit, and I ain't learned nothing. All I did was hear a whole bunch of boasting. So get these happy motherfuckers out here and get some miserable people up here so that we can bond. I was here before
crazy.
that.
That's crazy. You heard all that and didn't learn nothing?
I was here before them.
You stare into the light
Take y'all
until it's
happy asses
blinding.
to the beach.
So yeah. So I said it
We got
earlier
the
that
beach yesterday.
So I said it earlier that what my wife does for me is it's no money value for it. So like what Sharon said, me trying to compensate it, it's almost like I couldn't work enough hours in the world to compensate how she make my life a lot easier. So what I try to do is I try to be the companion that she needs. So for example, I don't care for Asian dating shows. So being able to sit there, laugh with her, understanding her life, giving her a level of, she loved laughing. Like I said, I can't do it financially. I just try to do as best I can, like taking her to Ali Sadiq concert this Saturday. I'm taking her to Dave Chappelle. Like I'm just trying to bring her laughter, joy, trying to show her a little bit of piece of my appreciation for her. You know what I'm saying? So like it's not nothing I can do, but I noticed that she noticed when I say, hey, you know what? Go get your nails done, and she don't even like doing that. Or I say, hey, go do a spa day, right? Like I said, monetarily, I never can do it. And I also try to support her dreams. What people don't know about my wife is that I told her, I don't care what business you choose. I don't care if it's successful, it's past. I'm going to, first of all, I fund it. And not only would I fund it, I'm also going to be willing to be your secretary. If you need me to be your best salesman out there, if you need me to be your marketing guy, like I just want to make sure she know that I got her back almost a fraction as much as she have my back. So that's what I try to do, is just try to be her aid, help her to get to whatever goals she want outside of our marriage, because she is a whole human outside of our marriage.
And also, I want to say this for all the girls that's trying to say, name one thing, Sharon. Well, one thing I did for my wife was take her out the workforce. How about that?
All these niggas on the real,
you feel me, Eva?
These niggas are all lying for real, for real. They're all miserable. They live in a dark hell that it's not going to share it on this panel. They wish they had the kind of peace that I had. When I go to the bathroom, I ain't got to worry about no drawers in the sink. I ain't tripping over throw pillows and shit. I only got to wash one car. They liars, man. They wish they could live like me.
And you know the crazy part about it, Sharon? I hear dudes that say, hey, I wouldn't watch no Asian show. What I told you she do for me, you can't give her an hour to watch something that's not entertaining to you. Like people are so selfish in these relationships, man. We got, I
Just to
think
add
men got to have
just to
that
add on
servant
to
heart.
what you're saying, just to add on to what you're saying right quick, because mine would be more than anything. I think people who aren't in that situation don't understand how important just listening is. Just sitting there listening. That's major
So
for
important.
my household anyway. She wants to be heard. She don't want to be cut off. She don't want to discuss. She don't want to debate. Just sit your ass down and listen. Okay. And it's up to you, what would be me in this sense. It's up to me to know when those times are. Every time ain't for discussion. Sometimes she just want to be heard, even if it's a rant, whatever. Just listen. Right. And the importance of that, I think, is, you know what I mean? The whole point is, right, what are you doing for her? Well, if that's what she wants, that's something you're giving her that she wants. And I think it's important once you get in those relationship settings to understand that that is something very important. I don't need her to sit down and listen to me like that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't have an uncontested conversation I want to have. But that's how she is. She wants to talk, and however long she talks, I'm listening.
And,
You know what I'm saying?
you know
That's
what
she
else? You know those tasks is to build on that. It's very difficult for us, well, for me, to express what I'm giving to my wife. Because I have my own love language, how I want to be received, and she have her own the way how she wants to be received. And so what is important, the things that I do that is important to her, I probably don't even look at it as important. I don't even really recognize, because that's what she enjoys in me. I'm not trying to I don't even know how to really explain it. Like, so I don't know how to explain past that. I don't have the proper words for it. The things that I do, it makes her enjoy me. So it's kind of hard for me to really explain
But
that,
Sharon, you
because
need to tell the
I don't even
truth.
think she look at when she gives me a water as something that I see as appreciative. Like when she bring me some water or bring me some food, she don't look at like, yeah, that's what my man loves about me. I think if I was to ask her, what do you think Sharon love about? She'd probably say something completely different from what I say. I think that's why it's
Natural
difficult.
love right there, man.
I think it's difficult for the other person to actually express what you do for the other person. Yeah. So
You sound like
I
a
defend
mad
her
fat.
from the hens.
You hear me? You hear me down in the chat? You sound like a mad fat bitch that's mad because you can't afford a BBL. Now, I tell that shit to somebody. I don't give a fuck about that fucking BBL shit. Take your fat ass to to Miami and get a BBL, bitch. That way you don't have to be on here talking about somebody who's not talking about you. Somebody who doesn't even fucking know you or know you exist. God damn, y'all weird as fuck.
I defend
I'm
her
gonna
from
bring
the
up.
hens. That's what
I'm
I
gonna bring
do.
up somebody that knows all about marriage. He's gonna tell us all the great things about his wife and what she brings to the table. Welcome to
Oh,
the
great.
show,
Another happy motherfucker.
Jalen, Mr. Truth.
Hi, Mr. Sharon. How you doing today?
I'm doing
Mr.
well.
Sharon, I want to. I know everything about marriage, but hey, you creating these females are creating the next generation of other females to be bitter and single. I'm planning on stopping all this stuff. You know why? Because most older black women are teaching younger black women to be miserable monsters. That's why I'm having a problem with that.
Thank you, Jalen. We appreciate your
He been thinking about that all night. He couldn't wait to touch
I'm not. I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking about that yesterday.
Bro, get your nostrils out the camera, bro.
But why is you?
You have been talking
But
about
why
black
is you wondering
women.
what my appearance look like?
Ain't never had
Unlike
no
Lee.
black. He never had no black woman in his life, and he wasn't talking about black women. This is
Hey man,
crazy.
it's already
Now he
got a
got
little
that
saucy
blow up
one
doll
time,
that
man.
his blow up doll
no,
black. So
Hey, that's a good
leave
Nigga, I
question,
ain't
Lee.
got
Hey,
no
what color
blow
is
up
your
doll.
blow up
hey, leave
doll?
my man
What color is your
Jalen
blow
alone.
up doll? I want
Hey,
to know.
hold on, y'all. Leave Jalen alone. Let him. He just wanted to express himself real quick. He got it
I
off
ain't
his
got no
chest.
blow up
That's
doll,
all.
nigga.
What happened to your
All right,
hair?
Jalen. All right. Hold on.
Let's talk
Anyway,
back about the women. I want to make. I ain't see Reese cry yet. Let's circle back about these women, man. I gotta break them. We gonna break him. He gonna have a wife by the end of 2025.
man.
You have to find him a wife.
All right, so
Wait, 100 years old.
So where we at? We're at the 6 hour mark. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Diva, you got any final words?
Go make more money and bye y'all.
Nothing wrong with being. Let me